All right, quick heads up. This highlight is R-rated, sometimes X-rated.
Public service announcement, you are listening to an R-rated experience. That sometimes it becomes X-rated experience.
If kids are around, hit pause and come back.
How do I know? Well, because I'm the guy speaking the words. Yeah, true story. And hey, we appreciate everybody tuning into the show.
And if you're still here, you're our people.
Please help us grow this channel.
Engage with it.
You can do that by hitting subscribe and engaging with us in the comments.
Don't just consume it.
The administration has decided that we got to flip the food pyramid around.
All right, this is the part where half the internet panics.
We're actually going to talk about it. It is upside down.
And the other half goes, finally.
No more sugar. Let's get in on the meat.
Can we stop pretending cereal is a personality?
As Johnny would say, let's get the flesh, the flesh, the flesh, the flesh. On Musk says the singularity isn't coming.
That line hits different when you're watching it in real time.
It's already here.
It's basically him saying, you're not early, you're late.
Comparison.
That's the sneaky one.
Slowly poisons our progress without anyone noticing.
It doesn't punch you, it whispers, and suddenly you hate your own life for no reason.
Charlie sent me a text yesterday. Said, hey, Keith, check this out, man.
I love that this is how news travels now.
Check the news because the food pyramid is being turned upside down.
Bro, check this. And suddenly we're rewriting nutrition history on a Tuesday.
I love how we spend more time together.
That's what you can't manufacture.
Joking gets a little harder and the love gets a little stronger.
The longer you run with someone, the jokes get sharper and the trust gets louder.
I sent John a video yesterday of me shirtless.
This show is unhinged in the best way.
As I was leaving the gym because I was so excited about his journey to Vegas yesterday.
You're trying to talk health?
I have not stopped thinking about the Tin Man frolicking down to the Wizard of Oz.
And the Tin Man is catching strays.
Well, I think from a tech nerd like yourself, it would have been like very next level. To me, it was amazing.
That's the right reaction.
But you got to remember, I don't understand all of what it took to make that.
You don't have to understand the engineering to know you just saw something different.
And dude, every fucking chair has its own sound.
Exactly. Most people don't need a spec sheet.
And its own fucking movements also.
They need the experience to tell them, yep, this is the future.
Boom, you feel this thing in your back. Right? Next thing you know, these big fucking fans come up.
That's insane detail.
And keep in mind, this is all where you can barely see it. You got to look for this stuff. The fans come up.
That's when you realize they're not selling seats.
Now they're fucking blowing like paper leaves on you.
They're selling sensory manipulation.
So it really fucking starts to screw up your dimensions. Fuck what's on the screen and what's in front of me, right?
That's how they break your brain in a good way.
I know they've been running the Wizard of Oz like movies during the day so they can maximize the value for concerts and so forth during the evenings.
Your senses start arguing with each other.
The one thing that I didn't like about it, though, is you can't take a fucking piss.
That's just smart.
Once you're in there, you're not getting up.
Same building, different money machine, all day.
So that freaks me out.
That would stress me out too.
Because I'm one who I'm not a big fan of angles. Like when I go to arenas or stadiums, I will not go too high.
The moment you feel trapped,
because I can't deal with that vertigo.
The magic turns into panic.
Well, let me ask you this. How's the farming industry doing in America these days?
That's real self-awareness.
They're not doing very well, is it correct?
People ignore that stuff.
Well, go buy more beef. Farming is not having the greatest experiences happening in North America these days.
Then wonder why they're sweating through their shirt.
But yeah, so here, let's take a Keith and John approach.
That's the most direct call to action ever.
Which is a positive approach.
You want change? Buy the thing that supports the people.
Finally, we have some leadership, which is saying eat real foods.
I respect that pivot.
And stop listening to...
It's easy to rant, harder to build a useful takeaway.
I love you, Kellogg's. If you want to sponsor us, we'll have a conversation, but probably not. Beef tallow they put on the fucking thing. Really?
There's the flip side of me that says, do we have some fucking people up there?
That's what it sounds like when the narrative flips.
Who are finally fucking the shit up enough to tell people what's up?
Eat real food shouldn't be revolutionary.
It's just the fact that now there's something that's published that actually shows the truth is fucking great.
But here we are.
You could see the place. You could almost see that they were gathering like out in the streets. They had fucking cones and police were in place. There was no problems. They were just getting ready for the crowds pouring in.
A lot of people.
You can feel the relief in that rant.
The CES show was generally the same time as the AVN Awards. So the adult video, the adult video news, basically the Oscars for the porn industry. So you'd go to...
What fucking perfect time.
Like, thank God someone printed it so I'm not crazy.
So this is huge.
That's how big shifts start.
This is actually a massive thing that is largely under the radar right now, but will be significant.
Quiet, then suddenly your whole feed is arguing about it.
We have a swath of upcoming guests that are just all over the fucking planet of interesting men.
That's the best kind of lineup.
So some days I'm just going to ask you to be patient like I'm going to be and go...
The kind that makes you go...
How the fuck did this person end up here?
Wait. How is this real?
We just need to ask them, are they promoting a multi-level marketing model?
Oh, like magic juice?
Put that on the intake form.
Yeah, as long as they're not. But that needs to be the question.
First question,
Are you promoting a multi-level marketing?
Magic happy juice.
no shame, just clarity.
I'm amazing, man.
That's the vibe
Just kicking ass like the Winnipeg Jets, man.
when you're locked in. You're not talking about it, you're doing it.
Great
Well,
job
I-
staying focused on that, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm only in the gym about 4 hours. At one time, I was in the
yeah.
gym for 10 hours.
Hey, yesterday, Marty, Johnny, some other news broke, which I thought would be interesting to the three of us. It has to do with the world of testosterone. John, the first instant testosterone test you can take on your phone.
That's wild.
But apparently, it's for the first time you can see what your body is producing testosterone or progesterone by basically a saliva test.
Your hormones on demand is gonna change how people think about health.
That's next level shit. Remember when the scales came out where you could stand on them barefoot and they would read your body composition?
Yes.
So those were designed they were really just designed in a certain way.
Coming up, a guy who Ozzy Osbourne dubbed a rocket scientist with electronics.
That's a hell of a story bridge.
David Frangione, how a childhood cancer survivor became the go-to guy for rock legends.
From survival as a kid to building behind the biggest stages.
As soon as you find the shit that most people walk away from, that's the juice.
I agree. That's why it pays. Always stay on the hard path.
And it's the little shit that you got to do.
That's the whole blueprint.
Because you can't do the big shit without the little shit. That's the thing.
Tiny single reps are the real flex.
Make some fucking money first before you get the LLC.
That's the practical slap people need.
Let's get going. Let's
Dude,
get
you
some
know,
clients.
Long
Protect what you've built, but build something first.
I went fucking so many years without an LLC. You need something
Yeah.
to fucking own and protect before you fucking put it in there.
Being a savage is not delivering your logo or your LLC.
That's right, Keith.
A savage is not about intensity and short bursts. No, it is about treating the process, the practice, the routines, and the discipline is non-negotiable,
Remember, discipline beats intensity.
even when it is ugly and mundane.
Nobody gives a shit what you did yesterday.
I agree. Yesterday is a story.
What are
Yeah.
you willing to do today?
Today is a decision.
Let's get into cancer as a young kid.
I had to find that belief in myself. And my parents were incredibly loving. So when they had us, it was like, oh my God, the dream has come full circle.
Exactly.
Then 2 years into my life, my parents are brought the news, oh, your son has eye cancer and he's either going to die, lose his sight entirely, and you're going to have a blind child, or be half blind.
Let's appreciate those who fight illnesses,
And for anybody, that's devastating.
especially when you're that young.
We died in 1969 when that happened, and we relived as your life took shape. They say people who collect and people who don't, and one doesn't really understand the other.
So Marty and John, it's quite clear to me that David might be a humble soul, because at 12 years old, John and Marty, he's playing clubs in Boston, and he started hanging out with and playing with John.
So let's put this in hold on. Let's put this in context. Our man here is our man here is the man. Period.
And I just started talking to him. He's 5 years older than me, and he had a band. And the next thing, I'm in his basement jamming, and the next thing you know, we're playing clubs.
I've never heard that before. That is fucking funny, man.
That's got to be that's an industry term there for sure.
I just wanted to be on the stage. And so now I'm playing these places 3-4 nights a week, different clubs around Boston and Somerville and Alston and wherever. And they're shitholes.
Raised in the fucking environment you wanted to live in. That, you know how rare that is?
Yes, and yes. I can't imagine my life any other way, because when I look back, the eye cancer was so traumatic and so life-changing and altering and defining, quite frankly, that I don't know how my life would have played out any other way. That are figuring things out that I'm able to help them figure out in minutes instead of months or years. When Tony Robbins said, I heard him say one time, somebody told me I should go to a seminar when I was 17 years old. This is Tony telling the story. And Tony said, well, what's a seminar? And the description back to him was, it's a day of your time that saves you 20 years after you leave there.
What you think is kicking your ass the most is your fucking biggest blessing. I'm so fucking thankful for that. And brother, I mean, with you, holy shit, it pushed you to get on a stage at 12.
My mom, one of the most incredible values she instilled in me from the moment I got out of the hospital, the day that I got out with my eye.
That's a brutal gift, but it's a gift.
So I'm 2 years and change. She said, "You're not a victim. Don't you focus."
It puts the steering wheel back in your hands.
Because you have to own it. And as soon as you make an excuse, or as soon as it's not your responsibility, you're done.
People are hunting for labels.
It's hard to peel out some lessons when you're in pain or there's real conflict happening.
Responsibility is harder.
But that's what the whole point of doing the work on yourself and doing the work in life and then trying to help others, and you learn from doing that as well and inspiring others.
Nowadays, everyone is looking for a reason to be a victim.
But it's the only thing that actually frees you.
Yes.
Man, woman,
Yeah,
regardless
that's
race, they're searching for shit. It's crazy.
And so the standard was set so high that only Carolina have I met in my life that meets that standard. Every parent will drop their kids off at 1 a.m. when they're 13 years old at a freaking club and let them play the drums. Holy crap. I had the 1 in a billion parents never had alcohol other than a sip of wine or a champagne toast on New Year's. So that was all taken from that early age of seeing so much drug, prostitution, and alcohol use. When I started with Aerosmith, they were in sobriety.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. That they were coming out of the Toxic Twins. And
Yeah.
Statistically, the majority of you guys are going to fall off this resolution here shortly. And I know you're thinking, it's not going to be me, and good for you. Keep that positive state of mind. However, when you have those moments of weakness, you're like, you know what? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, that little voice inside your head is telling you to go back to your old ways. When you ask yourself a question, am I an average man or woman for that matter? Because the average man or woman will be done putting an effort to this resolution here in the next few weeks. Question is, are you an average man or woman?
I'm on Netflix, King of Collectibles Season 2. I would go to flea markets and sell cards so I could buy others, called the Card King. And I put card with a K because that was like marketing genius at 8 years old.
Gioni's fucking cold calling Clint Eastwood to do some business.
But I think it's a great example of perseverance, and I think it embodies every story in my life. So I come up with the idea that I'm gonna take all these items I have, and I'm not just gonna have them in a room in my house so I see them. I'm gonna share them with the world, and I'm going to write a book. So I bring my mock chapter book and show it to this woman, and she goes, "Oh, this is incredible. Clint will never go for it." I said, "What?" And she said, "Yeah, he's not into that kind of stuff. He doesn't like vanity. He's not interested." I'm like, oh my God. So the next meeting after this one, I'm at the Beverly Hills Hotel in the Polo Lounge, and I'm holding court, and like people are cycling in and out of my table, and I'm doing my meetings for the day. He just supposed that Clint wouldn't be into it, which obviously happens with a lot of gatekeepers, as we know. And I learned that as I've gone on, how to circumvent the gatekeepers, because most of the time they're not doing what's best for the person who they're gatekeeping.
Having a couple potato chips, so now fuck it, now I'll have dessert, is much like stubbing your fucking toe and saying, fuck it, now I'm going to break my leg.
Consistency is built through identity, not intensity. Marty.
So you got to have a longevity mindset and just get 1% better. If you focus on just getting 1% better, you'll eventually hit the goal.
But the rest of the time, you're running a marathon, and you've got to be steady, and you've got to be consistent, and you've got to be, look, the hardest thing in the world is overcoming all the days when you don't want to do it. And I would just be like, oh my God, if that's making it, I'll kill myself. That's not my calling. That's not how I want to spend my time. That's not what I'm here for. Part of winning is staying in the game. I know that's something people say all the time. It's become very cliche, but it's really true. Like 90% of the competition I had in 1990, I don't have today.
you're going to miss 100% of the shots you're not in the fucking game to take.
He shut out all the fucking noise. He shut it all out, and he created one of the biggest #1 singles in the world because of his commitment.
Don't make excuses. And
Yes.
if you say you're going to do it, because that's the hardest part.
Finally, in the no shit Sherlock department, they decided to flip the food pyramid over and tell us to eat real food instead of shitty food. How many times did we laugh in the early days of our show wondering who was running the country?
Yeah.
The previous, we didn't know if the person was alive or dead, or if it was a robot, or if it, so
puppet.
But guys, you want to know what's wrecking more men than alcohol, sugar, and scrolling combined? It's that word. It's comparison. Comparison isn't just discouraging. Fuck no. It's identity theft. The real damage isn't envy. The real damage is when you start abandoning the path that was actually meant for you. Comparison.
That's not motivation, that's addiction.
It splits you in half.
It makes you abandon your own path while you chase someone else's highlight reel.
Half of you is trying to stay grateful. The other half is panicking that you're not enough. You stop looking at your own progress like it matters. And what you do is you start living and comparing yourself in a world where nothing counts unless it's bigger than somebody else's. Guys, that's not ambition. No, that's addiction. Because here's the truth that nobody can escape. Somebody will always be ahead of you in one category. Oh, do you want to live a life of keeping up with the Jones? But here's the trick, you guys. Nobody can beat you at you being you, your own mirror.
If you build from stress, you'll chase relief, not reps. Calm first, then act like the disciplined version of you.
Put the fucking comparison out the window, man. Realign yourself with your own mirror and watch the magic happen. Nobody says most New Year's resolutions fail because people try to force change from a stressed, overhyped state. Yeah, creating excess importance and self-sabotage instead of consistency. Focus on identity over outcomes and ask yourself this: what does a calm, disciplined man do today? Not how do I lose 30 pounds?
That's the actual takeaway.
Take slights and setbacks as data, not drama.
Calm first, then act.
Reserve emotion for true life and death moments, birth, death. It was about noticing how fast one missed day turns into self-criticism,
And don't turn one miss into a full collapse.
how comparison quietly creeps in, and how pressure convinces you that consistency, it means perfection.
All right, that's the highlights. Stay tuned for the upcoming show, Nation. It's going to get real. Feeling stuck hurts most when you caused it. Your brain protects the story, not the truth.
Today, we help you see those blind spots clearly. Once you see them, they lose control.
Only on Mornings in the Lab. Let's get after it.
Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where accountability partner here to help you start your day. Silence makes our monsters grow stronger.
I love why this whole segment is them talking to me about
Yes.
this.
How to compromise without losing your balls.
Everybody's trying to win, nobody's trying to solve.
Live beats perfect every time.
Reset is a decision, not a calendar date. Don't chase details, chase the lesson.
Hey. What a shaken nation. Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show experience for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation to help you start your day right with motivation and positive energy. No, we don't give out motivation here. No, we just bring the energy. You got to bring your own motivation. Hey, just a reminder, guys, this is an R-rated experience. I had somebody say to me yesterday, Keith, you can't use F-bombs. I'm like, what? Fuck that. Oh, yeah, R-rated experience, X-rated experience right here on the show. This is a show for real talk, real conversation, and yes, nothing but momentum, Neiman. That is exactly what it is. We bring momentum and energy to your day every single day, live right here, 8 o'clock Eastern time. YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. If the kids are around, I know I've already offended them because I dropped the F-bomb. Mom, Dad, what does the F word mean? Well, hey, we appreciate all of you tuning in. I invite you to hit the subscribe button, jump into the comments, come say hello. I see Sullivan's out there. I see Holroyd's out there. Good morning, boys. I see Golden Freddy's out there as well. We appreciate all you guys tuning in. And I invite you to hit that subscribe button and come say hello in the comments. Fellas, we have one rule here in the lab. Ditch the snooze button. We get up and get after it. And hey, we are 9 days into 2026. 9 times 9, you're 81 minutes behind me. Yep, true story. Hey, we are your daily live accountability partner. We cost you nothing other than not hitting the snooze button, getting up and hanging up with us every single morning. Coming up on the show here today, how Grok, the Overton window, and the internet's favorite truth machines keep turning yesterday's unacceptable into today's background noise. We got a conversation today about, I got a bunch of stuff on the table. We got a packed show. True story. We're going to talk about weight loss drugs and why the weight is coming back 4 times faster once people stop using them. Not a morality play, not a fitness sermon, just the reality check that keeps getting buried under all the marketing hype. Lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, stop. Oh, what? What? You put 4 times weight back on because you stopped? Oh, right. I forgot. That was the shortcut. You didn't learn anything from it. From there, we're going to move through the rest of the current conversations. Elon is declaring the singularity might be here. And then we're going to shift gears to center stage. We got a featured conversation today with America's top survivalist. Yes. What's going on? Mind's Mouth. I read the channel name, thought it said Morning Meth Lab. What's going on? Oh, the Morning Meth Lab with me and Mind's Mouth. What's going on, Mind's Mouth? Where are you joining me from this morning, my friend? Hey, we've got EJ Skull Crusher Snyder. So here's the thing. I don't even know how to preface this one today because we're not going to get into the highlight reels or tough guy quotes. No, we're talking about the mindset that carried him through war, survival, and situations where quitting would have been easy, logical, and fatal, and maybe something to do with stitching up ball sacks. Yeah, morning focus. I got a monologue, dropping it on the table today. Made a mistake yesterday. I'm talking about it coming up. We're going to close Community Corner. We're going to ask a question that nobody asks. Maya Ray is going to bring after it for us. And hey, this is a full morning built to wake you up mentally, just to keep you company while the coffee kicks in. Nation, let's get after it because, hey, guess what? The morning loop, it starts right now.
Morning. You two look personally offended by oxygen. What happened?
Somebody called us construction workers? Like that's a punchline. I don't even own a fucking wrench. They said we're rogue and renegade like it's an insult. Can you believe that?
Don't laugh. Don't do it.
I hate that I love this.
Same. It's the confidence that kills me. Keep going. We are listening.
We got kicked off the team. They want C-suite, Gen Z suits. They want someone like you two, but sexier and younger.
No offense, fellas. You wouldn't last 2 minutes on a construction site. So that construction worker thing was way off.
Yes, exactly. Even you get it.
You know what's funny? Labels are easy from a safe distance. Up here, we do real mornings. And believe it or not, that's why you two are here. Nation, welcome back to the circus. Let's get the show started.
I love my team. I love my team. Oh, I think I'm muted. Am I muted? Where are we at here this morning? Hey, hang tight here. Is my audio okay here right now? I'm not sure if it is. Am I good? Yeah, I'm good. Excellent. All right. Hey, listen. Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. You guys can join the show with us live right now or in the Mornings in the Lab community. The phone lines are open up 431-300-3005. Phone, text, or leave a voicemail. Good morning, season strength. Always love when I see you out there, brother. How has your week been? I feel like I haven't seen you in the community for a little bit. So good to see you out there, Seasons. What is shaking? And hey, to those of you that are not watching live, I was hanging out with somebody after the show. They're like, hey, I heard your note. I didn't get the chance to show up with you live. And I'm like, yeah, well, to hell with you. We are a live show. If you're not hitting us live, well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Are you invited for the on-demand? Yeah, I guess so. Sure. You guys can join the on-demand, but love to have you live. Hey, and I'm loving Sterling and Preston. Yeah. Frankie and Tommy. Yeah. The construction guys. Yeah. I had a good conversation with somebody yesterday about characters and perspectives. And all I got to say is I love our little community of characters we're bringing to you guys here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. All right, listen. So I got to the show here today, and I know I was preparing for the experience. And listen, the last 24 hours really kind of had a effect on me. And I'm gonna revisit some of my conversation at the bottom of the second hour with the monologue. But I got a little morning monologue I want to drop for you guys here today, which leans into something like this. Like, don't let the world set your tone. And then I said to myself this, does any of this actually matter? Like, I get up with you guys and I'm like, hey, drink your coffee, get your sleep, measure this, measure that. And then it's not lost upon me. You look to the left, there's people being killed over there. You look to the right, there's people getting kicked out of places over there. And it's just everywhere you look, it's like, there's this energy that it doesn't feel very welcoming. So I say to myself, does this really matter? Like, really? Not the fluffy motivational poster version of the question. I mean the real one. The one you feel in your chest when you got a full calendar, heavy brain like my day today, 1,000 opinions just screaming at you from every direction. And then somehow the world still feels like it's running on negative energy. Because let's be honest, negativity is the easiest product on earth to sell. All you got to do is open up X. All you got to do is open up Threads. All you got to do is open up any platform. Cynicism, getting applause, hopelessness gets shared. And the algorithm, oh baby, it just it fucking loves it. Because if you're angry, you'll stay. So yeah, some mornings I get it. You know, you look at the news, you look at your feed, and you're like, you look at the state of everything and you wonder, what the hell's the point of all this? I'm just going to go roll over and go back to bed. Who cares? Is all this just bullshit, just noise? And then I think about this. I think about this show, this moment right now, this decision to start your day with something that isn't designed to break you, actually. It's designed to inspire you. It's designed to help you get up and get after it and achieve big goals. But here's the thing. Here's what I believe. If the world is going to push darkness into your face, if the world is going to push darkness into your face, before you've even had your first sip of coffee, then we need a place. All of us humans need a place to push back. Not with fake positivity, not with a bunch of other mindless bullshit over here, but with something better. And we're creating it every single morning here live at 8 o'clock with truth, with laughter, with perspective, with admission of mistakes, with a live conversation that reminds you you're not alone in your head. Because the morning for me and the morning for you is a doorway. And whatever walks through that doorway first, in my experience, is going to win the day. So if the first thing in your feed, your brain, is fear and chaos, you're going to walk your life into a defensive stance throughout the rest of the day. You walk into your work reactive. You look at your inbox, somebody else's task list, and you're like, ah. And you walk your way into every relationship throughout the day half present. But if the first thing your feed says to you, if the first thing in your feed is clarity and energy and real talk, you might walk in like a weapon. Not against people, but against the drift, against the apathy, against the slow death of becoming a spectator in your own fucking life. And I'm telling you right now, this does matter. Not because it's a show with Keith and John, because it's a daily decision. A decision to stop letting the world set your tone. A decision to pick your head up and say, no, I'm not starting my day with doom. I'm starting my day with direction. Because the opinions are easy to grab onto. Open up any platform and you'll just quickly have an opinion on what happened over there, what happened on over there. Were the wheels turned this way? Were the wheels turned that way? Did the guy hold his phone? Listen, I've built big things. I've won. I've lost. I've chased the wrong fucking stuff. I've tried to outrun the emptiness with achievement, and I've learned something the hard way. And I know John has as well. If you don't build your energy, if you do not build your own energy nation, the world all around you will build it for you. And it won't build it for your benefit. So yeah, I've asked this question too. Does this matter? Does it matter this morning? Especially in the last 24 hours. And my answer is simple. It matters because you matter. And it matters because the people around you are impacted by the version of you that shows up today and this weekend. It matters because a man with momentum is dangerous in the best way. And it matters because a community of people choosing better mornings becomes a force. So if you needed a sign this morning, this is it. This is it, nation. Start here, stay here, say something in the chat. Make this show part of your ritual. Because in a world overflowing with negative energy, nation, myself and John and the entire team here, we are building something different. We're building the place you come to remember. Because you're still in this, you're still capable, and today is still yours. So when you get up today and you ask yourself, does all of this matter? It does matter. Now, nation, let's go win this morning. And let's bring in the big dog himself, John Anderson. Hey, brother.
What's up, brother? How you doing this morning?
I'm fantastic.
That was quite a speech.
Well, you know what, man?
So I got to ask you a question before I hear what. Do I miss one of those every morning, or is that just this morning?
No. You just walked into this morning. Actually, I had a strong 24 hours in my head. You know, the world's been a pretty crazy place the last 24 hours, and you know, I don't want to get into all the negative bullshit because there's enough of it. And I just thought to myself that you know, when you know, you and I do a show that I know we both believe in so passionately, but sometimes you ask us, like, does it matter? Like a young lady lost her life a couple of days ago for a fucking mindless reason. And there's another guy whose life is all changed because he made a crazy decision. And there's just everywhere you look, there's something happening negatively. And you say, I'll
tell you why it matters when you're done, but I want to hear what you have to say.
And you say to yourself, does this matter? And I wanted to remind everybody that it does. Now, when we wake up with positive energy and encouraging somebody to get their sleep and make good decisions, one person at a time, it does matter, Johnny. It does matter. And I just wanted to remind everybody, but also myself. Well, so yeah, I'm continuing to offer more of a monologue, more of some opinions, just more of some thoughts as we continue to get into the show here. So yeah, you walked into it today, brother.
Well, the biggest reason why it matters is because the most powerful tool that we have, you, me, and everybody else in this fucker, is to lead by example.
Exactly.
If everybody would just shut up,
yes,
and just start moving,
we would
live at a different spot.
Thank you.
That's all we're doing is we're just displaying the most simple yet the most effective ways of fucking living a better life and very possibly getting exactly what you want in the process.
Mm-hmm. I agree, man. I'm joking. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think sometimes we need to remind our own mirror, and we need to remind people around us. Because I was spending some time on the platforms yesterday, getting ready for today's show, and everyone has an opinion, and I'm welcome to that, and I love that. What I don't like, really strongly dislike, I'm not going to use the H word, is that and this is where you and I get along so well with our guests, is that if somebody doesn't drink the same Kool-Aid as you and I, it's like immediately you're dismissed. But nobody wants to have a dialogue. Nobody wants to be curious. Nobody wants to, ask more questions. It's, oh, okay, well, no, I don't agree with what you have to say. And they just close their ears off. And next thing you know, it's like conversation's over. I'm like, really? Is that the kind of world we're living in now? Like, fuck, man.
I mean, we have to question what's going on around us.
Yeah.
We have to question what our leaders say. This is what we were told in the Constitution.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I mean, what is it? Seasoned strength comes in a good little quote there. What does he say? He says,
know your rules before you choose your ruler. I like that. It's true.
Yeah.
Look in your own mirror. Look in your own mirror, man. Look in your own mirror and choose your own mirror before you choose somebody else's.
Yeah. Yeah. So check this out. Little side note. The reason I'm talking about this because I'm actually going to do a little talk on this.
Yeah.
Later today.
Yeah.
So nicotine.
Yeah.
There was a study. I'm having a brain fart on what the fucking institution was.
Yeah.
The scientist's name was Goldberg. I remember that for whatever it's easy to remember. But this motherfucker took a bunch of fucking rats and had them in some sort of a cage where they could get unlimited nicotine.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They had to pump the handle, the handle and all that shit.
Yeah.
They were unfazed. Then that same group of rats were put in with a real addictive substance. And they were pumping that fucking thing, didn't care about food, didn't care about anything.
Yeah.
Just straight nicotine.
Just straight nicotine.
Not the deliveries. Pumped. It's the deliveries that everybody's confused about.
Well, that's 100%. Yeah. Yeah. There's certainly something to be said for that. Absolutely.
I mean, I've missed my fucking nicotine. Last night, I fucking had to set an alarm to put my fucking nicotine on my desk so I would remember to take it. That is not addictive. And I was like, okay, I know for sure this is not addictive for me. Now I need to go find some proof so that I can literally put my stamp on. Yes, me first. And here's the fucking study that shows it.
Johnny Anderson bringing his experience to the table with nicotine. Speaking about experience, Anderson, I got somebody that you're going to be fascinated. We got somebody here today who is
one more side note on the nicotine. So
yeah.
You know me, I loved it. So I felt really, this is fucking cool. I know now I know for sure. Because of course you fucking never really know till you get some. I know for me, but for me to say I know for more of a fact, I have to go get that fact. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm like, well, let's have some fun with nicotine here. So, because I normally would only do it in the morning because there's always that piece that says, okay, let's not fucking get yourself hooked on a substance here and during your trials. So yesterday, of course, yesterday, the day was my birthday yesterday. So I was like, afternoon, I'm like, well, fuck, you know what?
Oh, it was your birthday yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. I played the birthday card only one fucking time on Terry. And she makes these fucking nutty goddamn quesadillas with a no carb tortilla.
Yes.
So I played that on her. Yeah. I played that on her anyway. But I was like, well, fuck it. You know what? Normally when I use weed or cannabis, whatever the fuck I call it, I use it just before bed.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna basically get my nicotine rolling so I feel nice and fucking sharp.
Yes.
Then have just a bitty little bit of fucking cannabis. And it was a fucking really cool fucking place to hang out. Because for me, it shuts down that creative process. My brain just goes, where with this, it was still fucking going in there. So I got like a different version of my creative process, which was pretty cool.
Fucking love that. You know what I don't like though? I'll tell you. I spent some time growing up, actually a few years ago. Like people roll spliffs, right? Nicotine and cannabis into one, so you smoke it together. Dude, I can't do that. Man.
Really?
Yes. So I spent some time.
What's it called?
They call it different places. When I was in Cali, they were calling them spliffs or blunts. So
how did they get the nicotine in there though? Was it probably had a delivery system that we don't want though, I'd imagine.
Fuck Matt, old school, bust up a cigarette, pull out the tobacco, put the tobacco in your joint, roll up your tobacco and your cannabis into one joint and smoke it.
Oh, so you're basically just making a cigarette cannabis,
yeah,
literally.
Yeah,
okay, so you're getting all the nasty shit you didn't want.
You're getting you're getting all the nasty shit at once. Dude, that shit makes me sick, man. I can't do that. Nope. Doesn't work for me.
Well, but you'd get sick from a cigarette too, though.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if I smoke a cigarette, or if I took some nicotine, I bet you if I came over and you gave me some of your gum, I'd be like, bleh, bleh, bleh.
Well, I have used a big, because this motherfucker has like 16 grams.
Oh yeah. Oh,
so, yeah, 12 on a small one, as high as 20. So I kind of took the middle.
Yeah,
but I use a piece of gum that's 4 milligrams.
Okay.
But if you had like a 2 milligrammer, that's what I would suggest someone to try. Take a 2 milligrammer, chew on it for about fucking 20 seconds, take that fucker out, put it on a dish, and just test it, because you got to figure out how, because it releases as it goes.
Oh yeah,
you got to figure out how much you can use before it's gonna, because it'll make your gut a little fucking rancid. It'll definitely make you nauseous if you're not used to it.
I wonder if this made this man nauseous. Johnny, coming up, man, in about maybe 10 minutes or so, we got a guy. What kind of man, John, gets 8 stitches in his scrotum in the middle of the Louisiana swamp with no anesthesia, no antibiotics,
oh, God, and
a medic telling him if he could lose his manhood or die from infection. And then he says, stitch me up, I'm staying. And Johnny, the kind of man who's never tapped out in 206 days of brutal survival challenges, he might give John Cena a run for his money. What are you thinking, Anderson?
I'm thinking to myself, you had me at a man with 8 stitches in a scrotum, and then the story kept going. I was like, oh fuck, there's more to this.
When I saw the guy booked on the show, I'm like, okay, today's gonna be. We might just be stuck on the scrotum.
Oh, he's on the show with us.
Yeah, we got it coming up at the bottom of the hour. Yeah, EJ Snyder, he's a survivalist, man. The guy's done some crazy shit that I think we're gonna be pretty fascinated by. And hey, Johnny, in the no shit Sherlock department, breaking news. Jericho, get ready for this. Johnny, breaking news. Weight return.
The headline sounds simple. Stop the drug, weight comes back fast. But the why is where it gets ugly.
Because the moment you stop, the body starts negotiating. Hard. And most people don't know the terms.
So who do we blame? The drug, the doctor, or the story we sold? Because somebody's getting lied to.
Yeah, so there you go, my friend. So
what was it about, though? You got cut off before we knew what the video was
so
about.
People who discontinue popular weight loss medications such as Wegovy and Moranjo, and the ones we've been talking about forever, Johnny, they got research saying that when they take it, weight comes back 4 times faster.
Well, here's what happens when you take generation 1 or generation 2.
Yeah,
basically, think of it like it's like a jackhammer.
Yeah.
In your fucking digestive tract. So everything gets slowed down to the point where, and these are people that try to starve themselves to lose weight anyway.
Yes.
So it's real easy to starve yourself. You burn up a fucking massive amount of muscle tissue let's just say you lose 100 pounds, right? Just a rounded number.
Yeah.
Using one of those two, you're probably going to lose more than 25%. More than 25 pounds of muscle, which is a shitload.
Yeah.
So muscle is what fucking, that's basically that's the shit we want.
I know.
So of course, when you're minus that kind of muscle tissue, you're going to well, first off, your body's like, okay, you're eating again, motherfucker. I'm going to now I know what you're capable of and try to kill me. So I'm going to store more than you've ever seen before. And on top of that, you don't have the ability to run this metabolism very fast anymore because you fucking gave away 25 pounds of muscle. So fuck you. I'm going to have my way with staying alive next time you try to starve me.
We want to talk more about this because I don't believe there's enough knowledge in the out there right now that's like they're talking, man. You're going to get back to your original weight. They found research within 1.5 to less than 2 years once you stop treatment. So, dude, you go all that work in, and I'm believe me, nation, I'm not trying to be dismissive of anything. I just want to create some awareness here. You take this drug, awesome, got you to the door, helps you out, and then you stop and you haven't learned anything, which is why we talk.
Well, that's the point, is that they're not using this the way it should be. It should be, here's an opportunity,
yes,
for you to restructure your lifestyle when you're not dealing with having to eat everything in the fucking goddamn refrigerator.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
But the mindset of these people is wrong. But this is perfect for the subscription model.
100%.
You know, it's very interesting that, you know, when like if a mechanic wants to return business, he could easily tell his clients what he didn't want them to do with their car, so they didn't have to come back quickly. Or he could say, if he was an honest mechanic, he'd say, look, I fixed the problem, but don't do this again.
Yeah.
Or even in the first place, when you're buying the car, they said, don't do this. That would be very helpful, but that's not happening when this stuff is given to the people by the medical field. They're saying, here you go. And people just know it's a license to eat less, which is the problem.
Yeah, it's a conversation I want us to keep having here in the lab about education, and there are other options and so forth. Hey, John, speaking of education and so forth, so have you heard of what's called the Overton effect, the Overton window? Have you heard about that?
It sounds very familiar. Give me a little more information.
Yeah, so it's quite fascinating, and I want to maybe have this conversation throughout the whole show here today. The Overton effect, or the Overton window, refers to a range of ideas, John, that change over time. And actually, you and I are a great example of this because we're old enough to witness this. Remember how whatever it was 10, 15 years ago, privacy was defined as one thing. And then as Facebook and as we all got digitized to life, we got used to how the line shifted, or how we grew up. You had to look for a death video where now you can just find anything so readily acceptable. So the Overton effect really is this idea where one day the line is here, John, but over time it moves, right? And we accept it, right?
The problem is that lines move the wrong fucking direction for most people.
Exactly. So
you have to be aware of that line and move it to where you want it to go.
So I don't know if you've heard the last number of days, but Grok, I'm calling you into the conversation here, but Elon's Grok and XIA has been in the news as of late because it is readily available to click a button and undress a female. Your daughter, my daughter, your wife, my wife, literally press a button, they're naked or half naked on the platforms. And there's people up in arms around the planet about this because, like, what the fuck, man? It's just we're sexualizing humanity. I had a wonderful conversation with Cheryl Whitaker about this yesterday. I believe, and I'm by no means suggesting it is right or wrong. I am simply saying this, John. We are going through another change in society with the Overton effect happening, where we as humans are getting desensitized again to the synthesization of the human body and of humans. Whereas you and I grew up with, okay, well, they're 18, 19, 20-year-old women. Now we're going to reset to maybe the 16, 17. Again, guys, I'm not trying to be fucking sick or perverted. I'm simply saying that I'm seeing this happen in the world here, and I'm just wondering whether we're seeing the line move again, John, where it's this, okay, well, so it's almost like that's just what it is. Guys, get used to it. Follow me?
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's like if
like, how do you feel? Your daughter comes home and she's like, "Oh my God, somebody undressed me on X." What do you say to that?
I mean, what can I say? What can you say, baby? Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. You're gonna have to stop fucking worried about what other people are doing. See,
no, but you're
luckily for me.
Well,
luckily for me and my kids,
yes,
I've learned this a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, but my point is, but you're right, because there's nothing we can do, and I think what happens is that we just learn how to accept it, right? So we can put our arms up, and like you said, we can go and delegate a bunch of negative energy over there, or we can learn to react. We can learn to respond instead of react to it.
Well, accept it would be like, oh, you're okay with it.
No, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm just
okay.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not saying
we're on the same. It's just adjectives we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But it's the idea of we don't pay attention because our energy is going to flow where our attention goes, and so it's like it's like my kids have been dealing before they can remember. They were dealing with basically all sorts of social media bullshit with me and blah, blah, blah. So myself, my family, even my mom has dealt with just don't pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, and I tell them all, listen, I mean, I got just the other day, I had a client and he's like, hey, I really need to talk to you. I was like, okay, what's up? Something wrong? I thought something wrong with the fucking family. So we get on the phone. He's like, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. What's going on?
Yeah.
And this is like totally out of the blue, right? And so you see all the stuff that they're saying about you on your social media. I'm like, dude, I said, okay, listen. I said, first off, I'm fine. Number two, please go thank them for me. Because the more shit they talk, the more it fucking promotes what I do, and I get to help more people. So it's a perspective. Like, granted, it fucking sucks when your child gets put on, and it would be like your protective mechanism goes bananas.
I bet.
But you're the idiot, because it's not like it's something that you actually can help. You can't protect your child from that. What you can do is you can teach them to not pay attention to this shit, because this is the tip of the fucking iceberg. Well, social media is a joke compared to what is coming with AI. And all this
dude,
stuff. You're
so right. So I'm really glad we're having this conversation.
Fucking joke, dude.
It is. And so that's what I mean. So again, I'm not trying to say it's I'm by no means accepting that it's okay. I don't want my fucking Brooks or my Piper or my Lauren out there having that done to them. However, I recognize I'm unable to do anything about it, and that's not saying I'm accepting it. I'm simply suggesting that it's just more important than ever for us to continue putting our energy into a direction that we can influence it instead of that we can't influence.
Yeah, I think accepting it was a confusing term, at least to me, when I hear it.
Yes, that's fair. Yeah,
ignoring is a better way I would like to put it. That's for me. I ignore it.
Yes.
I can't help it. I ignore it.
Yeah.
Kind of like traffic. I can't fucking help it. I ignore it.
Yeah. True story. All right. Hey, coming up, we got a man who got 8 stitches in his scrotum in the middle of a Louisiana swamp with no anesthesia, no antibiotics, and a medic telling him he could lose his manhood or die from infection. And then he says, stitch me up. I'm saying, hey, Sophia Grant, let's get the show on the road with our upcoming guest, EJ Snyder.
You're doing what's required of you. You're showing up. You're carrying responsibility. And you're exhausted from pretending it's fine. You don't feel weak. You feel worn down. And part of you wonders how long you can keep pushing like this. Some men respond by numbing out. Others decide to test what they're actually made of. EJ spent 25 years as an Army Ranger, 2 wars, a career built around pressure, discipline, and consequences. After the military, he stepped into extreme survival. 6 naked and afraid challenges, over 200 days, 0 quits, starvation, illness, isolation, conditions that strip everything away, except how you respond when it gets uncomfortable. During one challenge, EJ suffered a severe injury in a Louisiana swamp. Medics warned he could lose his manhood. That moment became the headline. It's the thing almost every interviewer wants to talk about. Yes, Nation. Everyone wants to talk about the guy's balls. We're not here to camp on that story. We're here to understand the man who stayed and the mindset behind it. Because that same mindset followed him off camera, into business, into building Freedom Pickles from nothing, fast, with almost no margin. But this story didn't start on television. It started with a poor kid from New Jersey, bullied, overlooked, learning to stand his ground. No one handed EJ confidence. He built it through action, repetition, and doing the hard things when quitting made more sense. Today, we're peeling back the legend to meet the human behind Skull Crusher and what his choices actually cost. EJ, welcome to the big show. We're excited to have you on Mornings in the Lab.
Hanging out patiently waiting for us, Anderson. I think that we should get him in here pretty damn quick. The guy who got his balls stitched up, the guy who never tapped out in 206 days of brutal survival challenges. He's joining myself and John Anderson right now. EJ Snyder, what is shaking, brother?
Let's fucking go. You guys got me pumped, baby. Oh, man, that was fucking woo. Let me tell you, man, that was fucking badass. I was already rolling. I'm already drinking my freaking mushroom coffee. I've already waited for the sun to come up, said my prayers, did my meditation, spent my day starting out in silence, and my dog Rocco by my side. And here we are. Happy belated birthday to you, John. Keith, thanks for having me, man. This is I'm honored to be here. You guys run a very great operation here, and it's just my cup of tea, man. Talking mindset, talking men, talking about
baby.
And then talking about what a person should do in this crazy world and what they can control. And I am fucking happy to be here.
Oh, you gotta be right there with us, brother. And Keith, if you don't mind, let me lead this one off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna step aside. You guys get to work. I'll see you later, Anderson.
I mean, I want to go into all this fun fucking mindset shit because clearly you understand, dude. You get it. But I just got to take a little sidestep, and I just got to ask. Forget if you were in the wilderness for 208 days. Forget all of that, because you could be anywhere, and this could be an amazing fucking story and a crazy question. What the fuck did you do to split your scrotum open to need fucking 8 stitches?
Well, John, if you haven't watched this show, Naked and Afraid, they call me the Godfather of Naked and Afraid. That was
I've seen that show, but it was years ago. I'm now that I know you, I'm gonna have to go find the ones you're on and check this show out. Fuck, brother.
Yeah, EJSnyder.com. There should be links, and all the episodes are there. But that was the 60-day Legends Challenge. They were trying.
Wait a minute. I think I fucking remember seeing it. You get really fucking fat before you go on there.
Most of the time, I put on a lot of weight.
Fucking me. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you, because I'm not used to, because I'm one of these guys where I watch the beginning of it and then I get fucking taken away, and so I'm not used to seeing the fucking trimmed up version. I'm used to seeing the fat version of you get ready to not eat for fucking 3 months.
I don't like that guy, but I put that weight on because I lose like 2 pounds a day.
I remember, because it all makes, because I was like, fuck this. This is sounding way too fucking familiar. Okay. I know exactly who you are. This is fucking cool as hell. So what the hell did you do to split your scrotum?
So I'm not the most graceful guy, but I was in the swamps. It was a 60-day challenge. I was on an area with 2 ladies who quit pretty much by the end of the second week. I was by myself.
I can remember you getting frustrated with some chicks for sure.
I have a patience of a saint to the point, and God love those 2 ladies. God rest her soul, Sarah.
They're doing the best they can. They just don't understand what you understand.
And they were small. We're in the swamps in the winter. So I did my best to keep them there, but I was by myself 2 weeks trying to make life better for myself. I had a beautiful camp, and off to my camp was this willow tree, and the swamp was it was all green. Like, we're talking just these lilies. So I had to clear them out so the fish could come up and I could get more food. And so what I did was I wanted to build make my own pond. So I was finishing up my pond. It was 50 yards across, 100 yards down. And I had to put in the last logs to keep the lilies out. So I'm walking along this tree, and it's 12 feet above the water. And they're like, hey, wait. I'm like, wait, what? We want to get the drone up. We want to get a guy on the other side of the bank. They knew what was coming. They saw the disaster, not this guy. I hadn't had a cheeseburger in a while. And I walk out on that tree thinking it's going to hold my big ass, and it breaks. And into the drink I go. Fuck! I knew I speared myself, and I was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? So something went up in you. What the fuck went in you?
It was a stick. I was clearing the lilies away.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I didn't know this until my friend, Ryan, who was, he filmed it. He was out there with us, and when the show was, he slow-moed it. He said, dude, because I thought the stick was in the water. It was the very stick I used to clear the lilies. I stuck it in the water because I was going to lay out over this branch. And
so you walked on a limb over the top of a stick that was waiting for you down below. Yeah. Well, that makes it even worse. Oh my God.
Underneath the sack, whipped up and tore my sack in 2 places. And I get out of the water and I take a look and I'm like, oh, fuck. That's
easy to take a look. All you got to do is move that little piece of leather they got you wearing.
There's no clothes there. So I didn't make that little
knapsack holding in front of you, right?
No, I didn't even have it. I left it there because I don't like when it gets
so you were completely butt naked. Oh, I love it.
Naked, just this necklace, and that was it. So I'm covered up. I look at it. I see this biology experiment. I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, it's not bleeding. All right, I can handle this. But wait. I don't come out of character till the DVD's released, so I got to keep going. So I start cursing at the swamp. You fucking swamp. Fuck you try to castrate me. You want a fucking war? I'll give you a fucking war. Fuck you, stop. Fuck you. So I walk off, and the camera guy's following me. He's like, where you going? Hey, you can't follow me. Get out of here. He's like, where you going? I'm going to the bathroom. So I go behind my shelter because I got to get a good look at this thing. And I look at it, and I come back around the corner, and I got myself covered up, and I grab my deer hide, and I'm like, hey, I told the producer, hey, you got to get the medic up here. And he's like, well, what's going on? I'm like, well, apparently I tore my sack open and I need a few stitches. So tell her to bring her fucking kid up here. So she comes running around the corner. She's like, what'd you do? What'd you do? I'm like, oh, I fell off that tree, Anna, and I tore my balls open. So get your thread out and start stitching, because I stitch myself up all the time. Just give me the thread. I'll stitch it. Don't matter. Oh, no. She had to bring another doctor in, and they give me an option. They said, listen, you can quit, go to the hospital, sterile environment, we'll numb you up, get you stitched, get you some antibiotics. You won't lose your manhood, no chance of dying, but you're out of the challenge. I was like, well, okay, what's option 2? Well, we got this tarp over here in this unsterile, muddy swamp, and you get on there, and we help you out, and we'll get these 2 ladies here, and they'll stitch you up. And you could stay in the challenge, but you could lose your balls, you could die, we don't know.
Oh, yeah, you get some shit up inside there. It's fucking close to home, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, let's go. Start stitching. And she's like, pulls a needle out. She starts this. Like, what are you going to do with that? Oh, I'm going to stick you 10 or 12 times and numb the area. I'm like, the hell you are, honey. It's a sack. It's loose skin. Just start stitching. I'm a big boy. Let's go.
Whoa.
So she stitches me up. It's 8 stitches, 2 places. And then she says to me, listen, doctor's orders. I was like, what's that? You got to keep it clean. I look around. I'm covered in mud. I'm like, yeah. You got to keep it dry. It rains twice a day. I'm in the swamp. You got to get in the water to get fish.
You're in the swamp. Yeah, the great orders there. Yeah. Fuck.
And she's like, wait, you can't do anything for 10 days to 14 days. You got to sit. You can't do anything. You tear a stitch. You're out here. I'm like, okay, is that it? Yeah. All right, help me get up. The fucking sun's going down. And I got to get firewood. Let's go. And they asked me, why are you staying? I'm like, listen, I'm EJ fucking Snyder 1. 2, I'm not some slack jaw, lazy guy sitting on the couch watching this living precariously through us, okay? I'm not letting life pass me by. The mission is 60 days, and I ain't leaving. I gave my word. I'm not leaving until 60 days. And did I tell you? I'm EJ fucking Snyder.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So you know what, Johnny, I love about this guy is he's the guy on the stage instead of the guy sitting in the audience, and he called it out. He's like, no, I'm not the guy up in the fucking audience. I'm the guy on stage. And that's exactly what it is. EJ, here's the question for you, brother. At what point, and true story, was a so serious question, and I mean this seriously. At what point does never quit though become self-destruction?
I guess for some people that can't control, that don't understand when you run into chaos, and they don't have God on their back or guardian angels following them. I guess they would, they would meet that fate. For me, I don't look at life with any fear. I know my cards are laid out, and I'm going to take it straight on. I'm not saying this is advice for everybody. This is just EJ Snyder, how he's wired.
No, but I want to
real quick on that level though, bro.
Yeah.
Would you agree with me here? And I subscribe to very similar thoughts. I honestly don't know if what I would have done in the swamp situation, but I've had stitches before without, just put them in me. Don't worry about the shit. Yeah. Forehead, very different than the fucking scrotum. So I'm not pretending that I get what you went through.
Yeah.
But tell me if you agree, is that our fucking minds will create these options of what will happen that are fucking ridiculous. And probably in situations like this, fucking 95% of them aren't even a fucking real option. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's
so you have to realize whatever your brain is telling you in these situations, throw out, the majority of what the fuck it's telling you and look at that 5%, because in that 5% are the real options. Then you look at it with some reason. You're like, okay, at very least, I got some, like, if I'm thinking of myself, I'm in your shoes, I'm thinking, okay, I don't have all the survival training. So I've been thinking, okay, I'm going to know here in a couple of days if I'm fucking got some major infection, I'm going septic. And at that point, I think I'm going to die. I'll fucking head out of here. But the odds are, if I'm careful, I'll probably be okay.
Yep. And you're right, John. And that's, this Naked Afraid experiment's very real. People think it's scripted. It's not scripted one iota. And what I love about it is I get to go out there and test myself and show people that what I teach them really works. The thing I didn't get out of this show, I thought, I'm going to go do something cool with a knife naked, blah, blah. But was the inspiration and the motivation for millions and millions of people across the globe now in every language. And I sound pretty cool in Portuguese and Indian, by the way. But I got these messages, even people that were going to kill themselves, literally. And I don't know, I'm very humbled by that I'm the vessel and the messenger for people to change their life by putting myself out there. But the blessing I have is in the military, we're trained and we condition ourselves to make critical life and death decisions in milliseconds. And so I look at a situation or whatever comes in front of me in live action, and my brain's already processed what you said, that 5%. If I go this way, what are the risk rewards? What's going to happen? And boom, I just go. And also having the uncanny ability to be out there plugged into the universe with, understanding nature and being part of this great world, that helps. All that stuff's connected. And I believe in it firmly. And some people think, this guy, what is he? Witch doctor? I say, no, I'm from Jersey. Jersey water. Come on.
Well, another thing I think, and tell me, you probably know more about this than I do, but let's just say your hand, right? Let's say your hand is totally clean, and you take your hand, you go out and you put it in the fucking dirt. Okay, yeah. Let's measure the germs. Now go fucking touch a fucking door handle going into a public bathroom. Measure the germs. The germs aren't in fucking nature.
Yeah, and you're right about that. And my theory on like when I get out there, I start eating dirt. I'm a Gen X guy. Got to drink garden hose and eat mud pies. So I'll get a little bit of dirt.
So we.
I'll get it in my system. Same thing with water. Now, in terms with water, obviously you're going to assess it. If it's a hot, warm pond, you got to boil that shit. You're going to just really be stupid. But there's other conditions, coldness and that. But I start getting some of that water into my system in the environment I'm at because there's germs all around. And if you want your body to be able to fight those things, you got to get a little bit of those germs in you.
Introduce them a little bit.
Exactly.
Just a small introduction.
Slowly. Yeah. Yes, John. You and me, we're right there.
Keith, John.
Hey, dude, and I know nothing about this shit. It's a mindset. You know what I mean?
It's everything in life. Like you were talking earlier, Keith, about this crazy world and these things. And I always tell people the actions you take when you meet somebody or come in front of somebody or the words you speak could change or save their life.
Yes.
And so it's a mindset about someone just offended me. Okay. Do I emotionally let that take me hostage or do I just say, it don't fucking matter?
Yeah.
Or how do I choose to handle this or say, oh, well, God bless you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Oh, smile crushes people, man.
Smiles crush everybody. Yeah. Keith, John, and EJ Snyder hanging out this morning on Mornings and Alive with Keith, John, and friends. We got a 6-time survivor legend, essentially. But EJ, you dropped something a few minutes ago I want to lean back into. One of the things that Keith and John pride ourselves on this show is welcoming a whole human to the show. Right. And what I mean by that is that we don't put ourselves in compartments.
Right.
You're a man of faith. You're a strong man of faith. And you've talked about that. And I want to welcome you to have that conversation with myself and John, because some people, when they come on the show, like, oh, can we talk about that? Or is anything going to offend? No, fuck it. Pardon me, man. Let's talk about it. You said
unapologetically me.
I love that.
That's it, baby.
You said that when you're in the wild that you hear God's voice loud. Yes. EJ, what does God's voice sound like when you're home with your family? Or is it quieter? And if it's quieter, what does that tell you, EJ, about where you feel closest to your purpose?
I've been living God's purpose my whole life, but I didn't have that answer till just a few years ago. Literally sitting in that swamp, it really
happened? What happened to give you that answer?
In this moment of prayer and meditation, it just smacked me. It's like, you big dummy, you're a warrior. You've been a warrior your whole life. Put the spear down and pick up the staff of a druid. Pick up the staff of a shepherd, a sage, and start helping people get better, help people learn how to live in this crazy world. And that's your calling. And you've always been helping others. You've always been trying to be a lead by example guy. John said earlier, you've always been out there when there's trouble. I'm a Sagittarian male. I just had my birthday back December 3rd. I just hit my 6th decade on this earth. And I reflected over my life. And I'm very spiritual. Like, I take to nature to reach God. I don't need 4 walls in a church, because the Bible says when 2 or more of us are gathered, we're in church right now. And so I understand churches are good, and it's good for the sheep. It's good for people that need that, because their spiritual level, there's several planes of spirituality, and they're down here in a baby spirit.
Belief is low. They don't know how to believe.
Yes, John. And I am an elevated spirit. And so when you say, so God talks to me all the time. It's in signs. It's in numbers. It's in animals. And it hits me. And so the problem is I'm a spirit reader. And so when I'm in society, like I'm back in I'm getting a craft beer with my son watching a football game, or I'm around the college. It's like all that energy goes into my head, and it becomes this white noise. And then that can distract, because I've got people reaching out, spirits reaching out, live or past. And the past ones, I always tell them, look, I'm not a medium. I'm a spirit reader. I heal now. I can't help you. You got to go find a medium, somebody. I'm here to help the living and guide them through this earth. And so
brother, if you can hear them, you have a little medium in you. Then you're just, obviously you're better at what you choose to do.
Yeah. I don't really, and sometimes I get messages, but for me, I'm not spirits. I'm not here to, and people go, I'm not here to help them cross over. I'm here.
Yeah. You're here for the people that are here. Fuck yeah.
To stay here and help people handle bad days. That's why survival is so important to me. When I'm in the wilderness, though, like for instance, on New Year's Eve, I took off, went to the mountains. I went to the highest spot I could get to in the mountains out in Western Carolinas. And I ushered in New Year's, and I had my candles out. I was in prayer and meditation. More Native American. So for me, that's a spiritual event. There was a big one-woman portal open. It was a time for manifestation for what you want for the year ahead, for the year number one. The horse is coming, the fire horse. So I want to be ready for it. And I've been doing a series of events since the new moon on the 19th, the winter solstice, and then right on through till the full moon. And for me, people say, oh, it's not witchery. It's all spiritually connected. It's one universe. And all these things are tools for us to guide us through this earth. And I have reset myself because I'm out in the wilderness. My body clock resets. I unplugged. I took this thing. Yeah, no, but there you go. Bye-bye. And I just sat with nature. I prayed, and I feel the spirit come on me and the guidance for my year ahead, but not just 2026, but this is for the next decade.
Yeah. Naked and Afraid, 6-time legend EJ Snyder hanging out with myself and John Anderson this morning. Hey, EJ, I'm looking at the clock, and I want to understand if you're able to stick around extra with myself and John.
I am here.
Come on, baby.
I want to come back. This has been one of the best.
Well, listen, EJ, I got a surprise for you, man. So second hour. Keith and John met somebody in your chair a few months ago, and he's become a regular on the show. He joins us on Fridays. He's a Carolina guy. His name is Dr. John Petrocelli. He's going to join our conversation. He's a bullshit professor, EJ. For real.
He studies people that try to bullshit.
Yeah.
So you're going to fit. He's going to fit so perfectly in this conversation.
Oh, I know. I love it. But before we do that, I found something. What we like to do is we like to keep the show running fast, EJ, kind of like a morning magazine. We have a segment here called "I Need a Hero." It's kind of the opposite of the Dumb Shit Award. And before Christmas, there was check this out. Let's run the clip here, guys. Check this out. So there's a clip of a mother leaving briefly for coffee while her 3 young children staying at home. Guys, the grandmother called screaming. Grandma gets into the G-Wagon, Johnny, drives down the fucking street and crashes into the burglars. Look at this.
Hold on. So the hero's in the car in the G-Wagon.
Yeah, that's so the mom left. She left the 3 young children home with the grandmother. The grandmother called the mom saying there's people breaking into the house and robbing the house right now. Mom turned around in the G-Wagon, and we're talking high-end Sherman Oaks, California. She turns around in the G-Wagon and fucking crashes it and stops the burglars. She's like, you're not fucking going into my house, and you're not going to go and hit my kids or hurt my kids. And that's hero action.
Dude, with that big fucking vehicle, heavy vehicle, she's those robbers are lucky she'd have fucking folded that little car in two.
Yeah, I could actually see, I don't know Terry, but I could see Lauren and or Terry doing that situation where they're going to get in the fucking, just get after it, go and crash it. EJ, would your wife be doing the same thing?
Man, never threaten a lioness. A mom and her kids.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it. Hanging out with EJ Snyder, myself, and John Anderson this morning. EJ, so you talk about the business of survival. I'm going to make an assumption here. So, and correct me if I'm wrong. I like to ask the hard questions. Were you paid to be on Naked and Afraid?
You get a stipend, but don't quit your day job, because I think it comes out to about 20 cents an hour if you go over. For a 21-day challenge, mind you, it's about 509 hours. So do the math.
Oh, yeah.
We make the first episode you do, you're going to make $7,500. That ain't changed in about 12 years.
Okay.
So you make $7,500. It's kind of public knowledge now, but it's nice that, you're getting, I go out there because it's what I love and do those things, but it's nice you get paid. And, because you're quitting your work, or I'm not out doing survival classes or whatever. And so, 28 cents an hour. Is about, I think, what the math came out when I last did it. But
I imagine the smart ones, I'm going to include you in that group. It's how you can monetize what the world is seeing is where the money comes from.
I've been one of the more successful ones, and I've taken a few other survivors under my wings, those that are close to me or they ask. Anybody asks EJ Snyder, hey, I need some help. Can you help me with this? It doesn't matter if it's survival, in business, as an extreme entrepreneur, or whatever. I'm called to give you my time because I'm here to help, no matter what that is.
Oh, dude.
And so I tried to help them, and I've been one of the more successful ones. I figured out how to go to different survival shows, Bigfoot expos, gun and knife shows. And I do motivational speaking. I'm a published writer and author. I feel any medium I can get the word out to help people. I love getting out there. I love meeting with people, and however I can do that, And so
he just gave me an idea, Johnny. He just gave me, maybe EJ needs to have a show on our network that actually, EJ, maybe we'll have to have a call. I just thought of it. Actually, we'll have to have that chat later.
Well, as you see, I'm sitting in my podcast live studio right now that I'm actually just standing up. I'm a great professional podcast guest. I do a lot of shows. I'm going to say you guys are right up there with Don Fry and Dan Severin, by the way. I'll just put that out there.
I love it. Hey, so we're gonna do a lifestyle tip with Anderson in a quick second, and we're gonna do a reset on hour 2 and bring Petro and keep the show going. But Johnny, so I know you're gonna appreciate this, Anderson. So EJ has created America's #1 all natural pickle, Freedom Pickles. I fucking love pickles. So we got a dude here who's a pickle dude. So tell us a little bit about, and did you ever think you'd go from drinking swamp water to selling pickles at Whole Foods? Like how does that career pivot going? I'm drinking some fucking swamp water.
Dude, he's an entrepreneur, brother. I should have, when he said that, I was like, oh my God, now it's really fucking hitting home.
No, Johnny.
A whole nother fucking topic to open up here.
And I can tell you my entrepreneur journey.
John, EJ was sitting on the mountain at New Year's thinking about what LLC he wanted.
No, that's a fucking terrible joke, dude. We bag on the people that, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to go get my LLC. How about go make some fucking money and something to protect before you buy your LLC?
Yeah. The only thing I tell people is that if you get an LLC going, when you get out of high school, I tell you, get you an LLC and just sit on it. But it costs you a little bit of money to keep it going. But you're starting your time up so that if you need a loan or something down the road, you've got years in. But that's the only. But most people, like you say, John, don't even do anything with their LLC. I've been LLC, and they just don't do anything with it. But my entrepreneurial spirit started when I was a kid in Jersey.
Yeah.
Single mom, working 3 jobs. Me and my kid brother were wearing tough skins with holes in it and iron-on patches. We're getting made fun of. We're getting picked on. I didn't like that too much. I didn't like that feeling. So I'm like, well, what can I do to help my mom out and help me and my kid brother out and get some Levi's. So I don't care if I wear them every day, but I'm going to get some Levi's. So these guys shut their trap. So I get a paper route and I start making money. So there's 5 paper routes in town and I'm making my money. And this one kid, I talked to him. Johnny wants to go play football. Okay. Hey, can I have your paper route? So I already had 120. He had 80. So I got 80 more customers. He let me have it. So now I'm doing the work, driving up some hills and delivering papers. And I'm like, man, this is great. Now I'm not just buying jeans. I got myself a new bike. I got kites. I can buy Cokes. And I go get Deli Barrel pickles as much as I want because I love the Deli Barrel pickles. And then next thing I know, I'm starting to get hungry. So I find another kid and I said, hey, I'd like your paper route. You got 50 customers. It's really small. I'd like to take it off your hands. He's like, well, I need it so I really like getting, gum down there at the 5 and 10. I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you 10% of whatever I earn so you can eat all the gumballs you want, and I'll take your route from you. How's that sound? And he says, yeah, that sounds great. Cool. So I did that, and all of a sudden, I got all 5 paper routes in town. I hired my kid brother and my best friend across the street to help me deliver.
There we go. I was waiting for that part of it. There we go. That's it. Because I can see he's not a, what do they call it? A solopreneur. He's smarter than to be a solopreneur. I love it.
That's what started for me. And then so me and my friend Jason, who I met in filming, he's from New York.
Yeah.
We used to chat all the time on the phone, go see each other, but we always talk about pickles. And when we go to festivals and we get some really good pickles, we send them to each other and we talk about them. And he used to always brag about his grandmother's recipe. So finally, after 2 years, I'm like, Jason, shut the hell up. He's like, what do you mean? Shut the fuck up. Grandma Marion's pickles suck. You know why they suck? Because I ain't never had one. You keep talking about it. So he wound up inheriting Grandma's recipe. It was on a napkin under lock and key from his uncle. His uncle said, oh, yeah, I got the recipe. Grandma left it for you, but you never asked for it. He's like, no, I want it. So like a couple weeks later, I get a jar in the mail. It's just a mason jar with no labels. I'm like, Jason, what the hell is this shit? He's like, get on video. I said, okay. He says, try that pickle. I bite into this pickle. I'm like, what? And I take another bite and I'm like, Jason, where did you get this pickle? I got to have more. This is the best pickle I've ever had in my life. He's like, that's Grandma Marion's pickle. And I'm like, holy shit. And he's like, hey, you think we can go to farmers markets with this and stuff? Because he was just looking for a job. Poor guy was out of work at the time, disabled Air Force guy. And I said, Jason, you got a baby dream. I want to take over the pickle world. Let's go. And we stayed up all night. We had 2 other guys we brought in that were friends of ours. One was a farmer and one was another Army guy. And we built our brand. So we had a great pickle. We knew it. So we came up with a red, white, and blue patriotic theme because everybody can get behind patriotism and freedom of choice, freedom to choose no chemicals in your product. And we decided mission 1, we're going to make the number 1 crunchiest, best tasting, and healthiest pickle on the market. Number 2, we're going to give back to veterans and other community charity causes with some of our proceeds. And then number 3, we're going to help veterans in need. Those that are homeless, having some mental issues and that may lead to suicide, as well as PTSD. Put them in our canneries that we're going to set up like a military environment, something they remember, and help them heal. And that was our mission statement. So they want to call it Patriot Pickles. So designing several knives, I understand naming conventions. So I get on the computer. I'm like, all right, let me check the name. Ah, shit, guys, Patriot Pickles is taken. But let me go see their website real quick. You ready? And pickles on the shelves, what color are all the jars mostly? Green and yellow, maybe black and yellow. There's Vlasics blue, and the gourmet ones are white. I hit the button. Guess what color the damn colors were?
Red, white, and blue. Freedom Pickles.
Green and yellow. Fire that marketing director. Patriot Pickles.
Green and yellow. Holy shit.
No shit.
Like, all American pickle. I'm like, all right, guys, we're good. So we want to honor the military with our little pickle character. So that's one of our lead mascots, Sergeant Pickle Cruncher, World War II paratrooping pickle. These are the Patriot Dills now. That was the original name. We called them missiles for a while, but so Patriot Dills. And this is the great thing. There's no dye. No fermenting agent, no preservatives, no junk, no bunk, no GMOs in our product. We locally source our cucumbers, our peppers, all that stuff until we can produce it ourselves. It's all like pretty much organic. And we use a natural salt because the human body needs salt. So we use a healthy salt. When we can cook them, the first thing we do is we ice bath them for 30 minutes. It locks in the crunch. It locks in the color. But most people, the big boys don't want to do that because time's money. So they cut the shortcut.
We're talking pickles. We're talking pickles with John and EJ Snyder this morning. We're talking pickles. We're talking surviving. We're talking stitching up nut sacks here this morning on Mornings and Live with Keith, John, and friends. We're going to do a lifestyle tip with Anderson. We're going to come back an hour or two, bring in Dr. John Petrocelli. We're going to get into deception bias as well, guys. Self-deception, the biases we tell ourselves. But Jimmy Jericho, let's get into a lifestyle tip with Anderson. Reset hour two. EJ, if you want to take a quick 2-minute break, now's the time to do it. We're going to come back with Dr. John Petrocelli this morning on Mornings and Live with Keith and John and everybody else.
I'm going to drink some.
All right, here we go. It's Friday. It's the end of the first week of the year for most of you guys. You didn't start on the first. We've been talking about this all week. So let's get ready. That voice inside your head. That's your biggest enemy at this point because you're doing a bunch of shit that you weren't doing most of last year, probably most of the last few years. You're trying to restructure, which my hat is off to you. Well, now you're at that point, end of the first week, maybe eating right, maybe going to the gym, maybe whatever it is that you're doing is now you got 5 days under your belt. And it doesn't seem quite as interesting as it did when you were toasting that glass of champagne, talking about how great you were going to be. Well, here's the root of your problem. That fucking voice inside your head that gives you every fucking reason not to do what you need to do to get the job done, to get what you want. So here's the thing. Name that motherfucker. Call him Fred. Call him whatever you want to. I cuss mine out all the time. There's so many days where I'm getting ready to do whatever I'm supposed to do, and I hear this little voice giving me some sounds really sweet reason why I shouldn't be doing it. You know what I say? Fuck you. Not today. Not falling for that shit today. Come back tomorrow. Try again. I laugh at you. You're full of shit, and I know it. That voice. And here's the thing. That voice, we all got it, and it's going to keep coming back, and it's going to keep coming back and keep coming back. It's like a guy coming to your front door trying to sell you a fucking vacuum cleaner you don't need. Name that voice. Tell that voice the way it is. And keep going, because you gain control of understanding that these reasons, which are camouflaged excuses, are going to take you off track. It's much easier to defend. No matter how sweet the reason sounds, it's still a fucking excuse. So name your voice. Here's the tip. Name your voice, tell it to fuck off, and keep going. Rock and roll.
Yes. Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and EJ. Yes, if you've just been joining us, this is Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We get after it live every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Hour one is done. It has been busy. It has been awesome. We kicked off the show with the Morning Loop, looking at how fast the lines are moving right now in the world. We talked about grok. We talked about weight gains. And then we brought in our guest, EJ Snyder, who talked about the mindset that shows up when quitting makes sense, when it's logical, when it would be even understandable to say no, and why some people like EJ still can do it, and the power of faith when you're middle of nowhere. It was about survival, responsibility, and what actually carries you through when things start feeling impossible. And guess what? He's sticking around for hour two. Coming up, we got our resident bullshit professor, the man himself, Dr. John Petrocelli, join us. We're going to get into it in a couple minutes here. I'm going to set up Petro. I'm leaving you with the first question that I know you have as you've been listening for EJ Snyder. Then we're going to get into self-deception 101, the biases that are running our life. We're We're going to unpack how smart, capable men talk themselves into staying stuck without realizing it, confirmation bias, self-serving stories, selective memory, and why intelligence doesn't protect you from any of it. And if you've ever wondered why you know better, but you still don't move differently, well, this is where that gap gets explained. We're going to get into Morning Focus, how leaders go first, even when you make mistakes, and then Community Corner with Maya Reyes coming up at the bottom of the hour. But hey, all right, nation, let's get into it. Let's bring the guys back up on the show. Let's get hour 2 rocking and rolling right now. Petro, EJ, you guys are back. Petro, EJ, Petro.
Hello.
So, hey, EJ, where in the Carolinas are you? Because maybe you guys are neighbors and you don't even know it.
I'm near Fort Bragg. I'm in a place called Rockfish. So it's right southwest of Fayetteville. So.
And Petro?
I'm like 15 minutes from Charlotte.
Oh,
like Cornelius and Davidson, yeah. But I've been to Fort Bragg. That's an interesting place. A lot of pawn shops.
A lot of pawn shops. And back in the day when I first came here, when I was a brand new soldier, pawn shops were the town ran on pawn shops, strip joints, and like disco bars. It's way better these days, to be honest.
Sounds like a fucking perfect place for a young man in his 20s.
Yeah. A place not for Keith and John.
I put a lot of girls through college, through lawyers and doctors. I'm responsible for a lot of
that. So EJ, we got Petro on the stage here. Before we get into confirmation bias and self-deception, and I think EJ is probably we're going to have a good conversation with that. Petro, I know you've been paying attention to our little conversation with EJ behind the scenes here. I got to think you got a question for the man. You want to throw something on the table for EJ Snyder?
Absolutely, yeah. EJ, I'm wondering with the types of survival events that you do, where you see maybe your competitors or maybe people that you train to do these types of things.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what do you think is the number one reason that a lot of people fail?
I believe a lot of people, and I've seen this, and what I always tell people, I never lose. I either learn or I win. That's it.
Because you never quit. Because they lose because they quit. It's that simple.
Yes. And they don't have that mindset that a lot of people, they just, when you quit once, it becomes easy. And then you'll do it again and again. Whatever it is in life, you got to stay in the fight, no matter how bad it looks. People ask me this all the time. I'm wired different. I'm not saying everybody should have that same mindset like me, but for me to lose, to fail, to just give up is just my brain can't.
It's the quitting thing. It's the quitting thing. We're letting ourselves down by quitting.
And I say that, and I think in my head, if I quit this now, what am I going to quit next? And people looked at me, and I understand why when you tear your ball sack, why most people would just say I'm done. And I got to tell you, I haven't heard one person. And that was back in 2020. So we're 6 years down the road now, has ever said, I'd have done just like you. And I says, well, that wasn't for me, for you to say, hey, I tear my balls and I'm going to stay in a situation like I was in the winters of a cold swamp. It's for you in your life that you're having substance abuse and you're trying to figure out, how do I kick this thing? Or I got a gambling habit. That was for you to say, what would EJ do? Or in a lot of our cases, what would, people say, what would Jesus do? But for me, when you talk about mindsets, what would EJ do? Survive with EJ is also not just, I don't just teach physical survival traits. I try to get people to understand the survival mindset and apply it to life, not just the wilderness, but in your life and how you can just get by that hurdle. I've seen
it's a never quit mentality, brother. Is that what's that?
They're career tappers, I call them, because they keep bringing them back because everyone likes a feel-good story. And I know the end game. You quit once. You've been on the show 6 times. Now you've quit 5 times. You've made it once. I don't want to. What I don't want to experience is at the end of that trek, if I didn't get there, what that's going to feel like that. And I know what that's going to do to me mentally.
Yeah.
So at least if I tore my sack and I tried, failure is not trying. You've got to try.
Yeah.
And so at least if I tried, that's noble. If all of a sudden the doc comes up and says, EJ, your balls are the size of coconuts, you got to go. We're making the call. You got to go.
Yeah.
And guess what?
And
It wasn't
they
my
would
fault.
fucking make the call probably long before you would anyway. So you knew you had a safety mechanism sitting there.
Yes. And so, and I didn't, that wasn't a crutch though. For my mind, when I go out there, it's always about what would I do in the real situation? Because there's some people out there that take risks that they know damn well they wouldn't take in a real situation. And I apply the principles of survival, understand wildlife behavior when I am dealing with wildlife that I would if I was actually in that situation, because I just drop my mind into that place. People are like, what if the camera guy's up in front of you eating a cheeseburger? How would that make you feel? I'm like, I just ask him, hey, tastes good. Good. All right. And they say, aren't you hungry? I'm like, listen, if I don't eat, it's on me. It's on you, because we're getting cheeseburger at the end of this thing. We got to go get something today. That's not our game. We're not out here for that. And that's mindset. I just shut the thing off.
But they're looking at all the shit that's distracting them. That cheeseburger's not helping you get something to eat. Go fucking look at the woods and find something crawling around and pick that fucker up and stick it in your mouth, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I think Dr. John.
If it flies, slithers, swims, or walks, you can eat it. And
well, and I think how you're responding to John's question leads into really the big topic I wanted to get into today, which is, self-deception 101, the biases that run our life. Because I got to think that, you ever catch yourself explaining away a bad habit like it's logical? Like you talked to me, you didn't get even getting suggested to have a cheeseburger out in the game. This is not the game right now. Well, let's break down the science. We got Petro with us right now, Johnny. Let's break down the science of self-deception and why your brain lies to protect your ego. And let's get out of this with a simple way to spot our own BS in real time.
You made a perfect plan again. You still haven't started. Why does your brain love PowerPoint more than action?
Because planning feels like progress. It's ego armor. Tell me what evidence would prove you wrong.
Your mind edits a highlight reel. What clip are you replaying? What ugly fact are you cutting out?
You Google proof you're right. You ignore the search results that sting. That's confirmation bias with Wi-Fi.
When you win, it's I'm skilled. When you lose, it's they screwed me. That protects ego and kills growth.
Do a 10-second BS check. Ask, what evidence would prove me wrong? If you can't answer, you're stalling.
Write one line today. The story is, but the evidence is. That's how you catch yourself mid-lie.
I know who holds John accountable. I want to go around the table with this. I'm going to start with you, Petro. Who in
I was
your
going to say, you got to start using Petro and John, because you say John and we're both like fucking ears up.
So Petro, starting with you, man, because I know John's into this one, but we're talking about deception and our brain fooling us. Who in your life, Petro, calls you out in a way that you actually respect? Is it your wife?
Oh yeah, number one is my wife, Lena. Yeah, but my daughter does the same. I mean, they're you can't write a book on bullshit and then expect people not to call you on your own bullshit. So it's like a constant thing now too, and even a lot of my colleagues will. You didn't even pause, Petro. You didn't even. I wasn't even finished with the question, and you already had the answer. Like, is it that it's that true to you? It's your wife and your kid, eh? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I look hypocritical now. More hypocritical than the average person, because I'm advocating for calling bullshit and detecting.
And doesn't that make it easier, Petros? I find myself like it's like I live and I teach all this shit. If I don't fucking do it all the time, who the fuck am I? Yes. It's not do it when people can see me. And that's the thing, is that when you get good enough at something and you truly stick to it, people realize that you do it in the dark. You've been doing this when nobody can see. That's why you can do it when everybody's still watching. Yes.
EJ, I'm going to make an assumption. In your case, can I assume it's your own mirror, the person that calls you out that you actually respect? Or maybe it is your wife, maybe it's your kids, maybe it's Jesus. Who is it? When you're in your deepest moments, you're like, holy fuck, man, I got called out by that person. Who is it, EJ?
For me, it's my tribe that I surround myself with that most closest inner circle, which is several people. It's all those I love, my family, and I purposely appreciate that when they do it, because we got to hold each other accountable. Iron sharpens iron. And my partner, Jason Loveland from Freedom Pickle, like he's a Gemini, but I feel like I'm his Gemini. His other, like, you remember Johnny Knoxville in the Men in Black? He was that guy on the shoulder. I feel like that's who I am to him. But you got to be truthful, and you got to look at each other, and you got to just call it what it is. It does. Bad news doesn't get better with time. You just got to, let's just put it out there and let's just keep moving forward, because that can become an anchor. Well, then let's go here. And I'll go back around the table then, starting with you, EJ, and then back to you, Petro, and then you to John. What's a story, EJ, that I'm serious, man. What's a story that you tell yourself daily, weekly, by the minute that might not be fully true?
That I'm invincible.
I was gonna say that, guys. We've been fucking telling ourselves shit that aren't true from the time we could fucking remember. That we learned to believe that we could do shit before we proved it was possible.
Invincibility.
Yeah. What about you, Petro? What's a story you tell yourself that might not be fully true?
That I can avoid the peanut M&Ms. Damn things. I can't be anywhere near those.
I love your honesty, man.
But I tell myself, oh yeah, I won't. I
feel the same way about pickles.
Yeah. and I know you and I talk daily about this, but I got to think you've told your, what have you convinced yourself of something that might not be fully true? Is it invincible like EJ, Johnny?
Dude, I fucking every time I fucking did what I've done, I convinced myself I could do it. That's how I fucking did it.
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I was just a fucking little fat kid with not a shred of fucking athletic talent, and I fucking end up living three dreams. As a little fat little boy, I didn't even know a dream as big as what I did.
Yeah.
And it was because and I make the joke all the time, but it was the fucking truth. And it's thank God I was just fucking dumb enough to believe.
Yeah. Petro, why, as a social scientist, Petro, you do it for a living. Why do we use self-deception as ego protection? Not allowing ourselves to acknowledge the truth. We as a human, we would rather deceive ourselves. Is that a fair statement, Petro?
Yeah, I think so. I do think so. I think we are wired to look for evidence that's going to support our hopes, our dreams, our goals, our desires. And it's very well known. We look at the research on the better than average effect, or average effect, survivorship bias. Also, it just kind of plays into this idea that the models, and I would say probably EJ's probably would be the poster guy for survivorship bias. And and the idea behind this survivorship bias is that it's sort of a biased sample, right? So it's easy to think that, okay, I see EJ do this, right? And he does all of these great things, and he's able to survive for 200 days out in the wilderness. People start to think that it's easy, right? It's not easy.
Interesting.
It's not easy at all. I'm sure it's probably the hardest thing that
he just makes it look easy.
Ever do. Exactly. So you don't focus on all of the probably thousands of people that fail. That data is not not salient. It's not at the forefront of people's minds. So
then, Petro, let's stay here with EJ and so EJ, we're going to talk about you in front of you instead of behind your back. So let's put EJ on the stage here. So could we look at EJ with a sense of overconfidence, Petro, that might actually be a disguise for what's really going on with him, or is there a certain sense of belief that EJ has that is indescribable? It's not overconfidence; it's actually competence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the difference between succeeding and failing, I think, is maybe there is a little bit of self-deception in there, and that's probably good, though, to otherwise, if you don't think you can do something, people aren't going to.
Well, and I was going to say, I think this all falls back to belief, man.
Yes.
I always say belief is a fucking skill. You have to practice believing, and when you practice anything, you get better. And when you believe, then you got a fucking shot. If you believe and you're willing to not quit, you're fucking home. It's just a matter. And then it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Most people don't subscribe to these few simple principles, so they never fucking get there.
A lot of people ambush themselves too. They self-sabotage themselves. And I'm out there. I choose to stay positive, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how much rain dumps on me, I'm shivering. There's always one more thing you can do in a survival situation, and I feel that it's on me. And if I don't stay calm and in that situation, because there's bad days out there are, but it's like these people will come up to me and they'll start whining and their bad attitude, and that stuff spreads like cancer amongst
Listen,
fuck yes. Take your ass down to that lake. I want you to wash your face off, and you look at who's looking back at you, and then you thank them for being out here, because that's who put you out here. Oh, by the way, you're probably going to see yourself. So I want you to come back up here with a better attitude, because you're ruining the vibe here, and we can't have that. And so people self-sabotage themselves, and they feel that on like the scales, and they start thinking, man, if I just go now, I can go get a cheeseburger. I'll get a coffee. I'll get soup. And it's a classic example on Naked Afraid XL3. They're in Colombia in the Amazon, in the jungle.
Yeah.
And there's two people there. And this is a perfect example. You got to go look it up. My buddy, Chance Davis, who's an airborne ranger, just like me, combat veteran, fucking just his brain's right there, right? And he's with this other guy, Russell. And they're getting pissed on all night. And they're both shaking. They're both under the same conditions. The ranger is sitting there reciting the Ranger Creed, which I learned in 1988 and have lived every day of my life now since 1988. And he's just reciting the Ranger Creed. And the kid Russell goes, hey, man, let's just get out of here together. He's the little devil now. Let's get out of here together. We'll go eat some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We'll get warm. Come on. There's no shame if we both go together. It's like, this guy's like the captain on the night. He's like on the sinking ship trying to take his guy down. And so the ranger says, no, he would rather die of hypothermia than to say he quit. And the kid Russell takes off and he's bye-bye, which I knew was going to happen, by the way. And the ranger, the next morning, the sun comes up and he is beat down. And he's citing the Ranger Creed all night and he's shaking. And the sun hits his face and he gets up and he gets going.
No kidding. No kidding. So before we wrap up with EJ, I'm going to get to some segments real quick. I got a quick question for EJ. Actually, EJ, question I want to get to just wrapping this up, because something that EJ said, Petro, that really struck me was that he doesn't lose. Right. And he's like, I either learn from it. What strikes me, where's my notes here, is that self-serving bias, Petro, keeps confidence intact, but it blocks growth. Wins become I'm skilled, losses become the situation was unfair. But when you hear EJ talks, he's like, no, losses became my learning. Right. So how does that relate to confidence bias or self-serving bias, Petro?
Well, it feeds right into it.
Yeah,
it feeds right into it. So if you're going to make excuses for yourself, though, and say, "Well, I lost because of another person or the situation," and have no responsibility for it at all, then that's an opportunity. That's a lost opportunity to learn something, right?
Yeah.
But if you say, "Well, okay, how can I do this? How can I do this differently?" I'm going to get up. I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to try it again. And learn from that situation, and focus on, well, what can I change?
Yes.
This is really at the heart of probably the quintessential book on this idea of attitude. So the attitude comes from Viktor Frankl's A Man's Search for Meaning. So Viktor Frankl was in concentration camps or in World War II.
Yep.
Oh, I read some of his book.
Yeah, I mean, and he said that the thing that helped people survive, the one thing that divided people who survived and people who didn't was their attitude and their perspective.
Attitude.
So, and being in a fucking concentration camp and maintaining a positive position.
Yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't fucking display,
yes,
what we're all trying to achieve here. Fuck. I mean, although being out in the fucking woods with a nutsack fucking wide open for months would be a close second, I would imagine. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
EJ Snyder, Keith Bilous, John Anderson, and Dr. John Petrocelli this morning on Morning Live with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, we all grew up with in the 80s here. I got some fun here I want to put on stage in a little vintage throwback scene. Check this out, boys. Let's put this up here. Do we all recognize this, man? Check this out. Look at that, eh? Remember that? Remember that? Like, that is crazy.
Yeah. That's Magnum PI, man.
Magnum.
PI coming up. So this is a little Magnum PI, a little greeting there from all of us. There's Higgins. There's
Happy New Year to all of you out there, from all of us here at Magnum.
Yeah, a little Happy New Year greetings from the folks.
Happy New Year to
I just
all of you out
thought I'd
there,
put it up
from all of us
I know
here
they're
at
all the same demo here, so we can get that off the screen there, guys. I thought it'd be a little fun to see. Remember Higgins? Remember little Higgins there? And who was the black guy and who was the other guy there? What were the other two characters' names? That was Higgins, Magnum. Who were the other two guys? Remember?
I don't know. I don't remember that. They were kind of supporting roles, but
They were.
I
Yeah.
don't remember enough about them.
Yeah. There you go. EJ Snyder, where can folks connect with you, find you, engage with you, and work with you, EJ?
You can go to ejsnyder.com for all things EJ. All my social media links are there, but get them fast and furious. Instagram, X, and TikTok, go to @EJ Snyder 333, Snyder like the pretzel without the profits. And then on Facebook, it's just EJ Snyder. You'll see me with my war paint on my face like that dude back there. And then over at right here, Survive with EJ at YouTube, and all things survival. I'm getting ready to ramp that back up. I've been busy the last year with the pickle company. So for freedompickles.com, America's Pickle, scoring a 90 on the Yucca app, the healthiest pickle on the market, available at the website. We got a pickle club going. We got big things coming this year, where we went from 0 stores in December 2024. In 1 year's time, we went from 0 to 68 stores, 10,000 jars produced with only 6 people, 52,000 my F-250. And now we are really steamrolling. We did it, grassroots, very little capital, just a lot of brine and attitude. And
I love it. Hey, EJ,
Check this out real quick. So, EJ, I was going to say that as you get it, there's not many people that have this. You know, when we find each other, I like to connect. So I'm going to have my assistant.
That's me.
That's right. Send you my phone number so we can connect, bro. I'd love to stay in touch.
John, I would love to, man. I love you. We are like-minded. We are right there together.
Fuck yes.
I knew this was a great thing when I seen Keith sent me this thing, and I was like, I gotta go. Spirit hit me like that, and I went and signed up right away because this was
he did Anderson.
Where I'm supposed to be.
He did. Petro, like I sent him a note here. I think it was like 38 seconds ago, and then after 38 seconds later, he was booked on the show. And then last night, as I was rolling into bed, I got a wonderful note from the man saying, "I'm fucking ready to get on the show this morning." So Anderson, I was like, "Okay, we got some." That's why I didn't tell you much, because Petro, I think I may have found a match for our brother John Anderson. Like, I think we may have found a man that might Petro, we might have found a man on our team that might do things that are crazier than Anderson. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's the like-mindedness.
My fitness journey, John, and I'm gonna get back to when I was 285 and 9% body fat again. You've motivated me. I got the heavy bag right there, and when we get done here, I'm gonna go hit it.
But hey, John, before you go.
John, before you go, quick reset on refractory period and prostate health.
If recovery time shifts, don't ignore it.
Refractory period is the reset after ejaculation. It varies by age and stress, so a sudden change is a signal. Your prostate sits below the bladder. Enlargement or cancer can affect erections and ejaculation, and treatments can too. If there's pain, blood, or ongoing ED, get checked. Ask what's normal for you and what needs follow-up. Don't play tough in silence. The big dog's next, with the straight facts and the right questions to ask.
EJ, we are big fans of life expectancy work here in the lab, and life expectancy work is if we take care of ourselves or our wives, through more sex, we will all live longer. And I figured as we're coming into the weekend, I would give us some tips as men how, Johnny, we can recharge quicker to get to round number 2. So because I know you and I do this show every 22 hours, we got some extra time this weekend. I thought that maybe we could use some research information. So EJ, Petro, Anderson, here's some tips here today on how to recharge for number 2 this weekend if you want to go at it twice with your lovely wife.
Well, there's 2 schools of thought. You can either just get better at the first round or try to fucking muster up the second one. I pick option 1.
Drink more brine.
I knew you had a pickle solution for this one, EJ. I knew you had a pickle solution for this one.
Yes, man.
I love it. EJ Snyder, dude, I'm really grateful for your time today. On behalf of the entire crew here, I look forward to grabbing coffee with you later today. We'll catch up. I'll get you Anderson's number. Anderson, Petro, any final words for EJ before he gets out of here?
I just want to say, brother, it was fucking when you started to talk and I started to connect the dots on who you were. It was a really fucking. This was a fun talk, and then to find out that your mindset is just we're so fucking. It was like this. As you get it, we don't stumble across each other like this enough. So fuck, man. Right. I'm really fucking glad we met today, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, John. And where are you at in the world on this map?
California. I kind of bounce around between a few provinces, California and Mexico primarily, but yeah. So I stay where it's warm. I live by the motto: I don't have to shovel sunshine.
I love it. Well, I'll be in LA sometime this spring, and then I'll definitely call on you.
Yeah, let's connect, brother, for sure.
Let's on the phone before that, of course.
Awesome,
yeah, for sure.
EJ Snyder, appreciate you, man. We'll talk later, okay? Beautiful. We'll walk him out of here. Anderson, what a great week, man. Petro, I know you've been tuning. What a great week. I'll quick guys for a quick minute here. Great week, boys, and we got a great week next week too. Anderson, what do you got going on today, pal?
Well, fuck like I said before, man, I'm just living the fucking dream. My goddamn, my family's here. This Christmas, this holiday season for me has just been just plush with spending time with my loved ones. So my oldest daughter and her husband are right on the other side of that wall in the guest house. The grand boys asleep in the house in the guest bedroom next to the master. So I got 4 fucking days of enjoying my family, which
look at that smile on your face, man.
Yeah, I love fucking doesn't get better. I mean, this is why we fucking do what we do, so we can provide and have these times,
Love it. What about you, Petro?
You do see. Hey, first of all, absolutely best week.
Yeah,
so I've said it before, but I mean, my gosh, talked with all your guests. I mean, David Frangione yesterday, Brana Boss. I mean, it was just fantastic. I mean, all week. Absolutely. But hey, I'm carrying off into the weekend with some symphony orchestra. This is some life expectancy work too, I guess. Leading up to. My wife, she loves singing the symphony orchestra, so we'll be at Belk tonight.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Good for you. I love that. That's part of the night. Hey, Petro, Anderson went to the Sphere on. Did you see that? He went to the Sphere a couple days ago.
Yeah. No. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. To see how they built that thing. That looks pretty awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. I had a conversation about Neuralink on the table today. I'll put it onto the conversation for next week. But Elon's Neuralink is going mass production here, and there's conversations around that, and I'd like to have it with you boys. So we'll put that on the table for next week. But a lot of fun. Good show here this week. We got a busy book of guests next week as well, and we're ramping it up. Petro, ramping it up. Anderson, it's all good. It's all good.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
All right.
Have a good loop, my brothers. It'll be what? We'll see it, and it's Friday, so we'll see you in 2 days.
Yeah, in 44 hours.
Yeah. 44. Let's go. Right on, my brothers.
All right, Johnny. We'll see you later, pal. Right, take care. All
right. Love you guys.
Love you, Petro. Have a good one, brother. I was eager to have you in the chat with EJ here today because that was going to be fun. So that was good, man. That was so good.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I right when he came on too, I could tell. Man, there's a few they're cut from the same parts of a few parts of the cloth there that are pretty overlapping there. Right away, I was like, is that like his long lost cousin or
Oh,
something.
yeah, you and me the same thing. I was like, did we finally find John Anderson's match? Like, because I'm thinking that if they were both put in the jungle, I'm suspecting. So I love you, Anderson. I'm suspecting. I'm suspecting EJ might last a minute longer than Anderson.
Yeah, with his expertise being out there. Yeah, it's not. If he has like I forgot to ask too, if he had like a sort of if he has a weekend thing, in North Carolina, like a sort of a weekend challenge, right? I'd be up for that, but that's about it. I'm not going over 2 days.
He went up on New Year's to some top of some mountain and sat with his candles and threw his phone out and meditated. And you probably heard that, but that's pretty cool, man. That's some pretty cool. But yeah, so we have a lady working with us right now. Her name is Anne. She's doing an exceptional job of finding interesting folks. And I always think about you because I really believe we're on the same wavelength with interesting people. So, dude, you're going to be excited by some of the people we got coming through here. We found like a UFO hunter. We found somebody who's like like a crime scene biohazard investigator. Like just some people you're like, who does that or why or how or just the curious things, right? Just people that maybe kind of fly under the radar that do some really cool shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And, cool. And with Brianna Bass too, man, you could have her on probably. I mean, there's enough content there, I think.
Yes.
To go for
Yes.
every day almost. But yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, it was totally engaging this week from start to finish. I thought it was fantastic. So,
that's awesome. Well, as always, man, I appreciate you. A lot of love from me to you. And I got a lot of, like I said, I really appreciate your friendship and appreciate hanging out with us. So you enjoy your day today. Enjoy the symphony, brother. You enjoy the symphony.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fifth row, too. What are you going to do?
So so you're not even in the back where the eyes can close because you're
you're right. Yeah.
Hey, I'll be thinking about you, brother. I'll be thinking.
All right, thanks. It's a survival. It's a survival event.
Dr. John Petrocelli, see you later, pal. Take care.
All right, love you guys. Bye-bye.
Love you, man. Take care. All right, the BS, no BS professor himself, Dr. John Petrocelli, who I have lots of love and affection for. He's got a spot in this lab any day he wants, man. Neiman, that was one of our great guests we grabbed, eh? Like we've had some awesome folks, but there's some people along the way you're like, that dude belongs here. And he absolutely belongs here. He hangs out with us every single day on the show in the comments. And then he gets into the show and he just drops nuggets. And he always drops something for us to think about, which I have a lot of love and respect for. So, all right, what a fun effing show here today. Hey, so listen, let's put this one on the table here. Because I've been putting this one forward so much, Jericho, that I haven't had a chance to put it on the table. I'm going to talk to someone myself. Number 16, Jericho. Firefighting drones. This is pretty damn cool, man. I love looking for interesting shit because I'm a nerdy kind of dude here. But there is I found this post where China has developed new firefighting drone systems. Check this out. This fire truck unleashes this swarm of drones. Yeah, to go and put out fires. Like, dude, that is some pretty awesome stuff. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind some fire truck pulling up into my neighborhood and seeing all these drones putting up fire. Now, granted, I won't want my house to burn, but that's pretty cool shit, Jimmy. Hey, like, look at that, man. Hey, just these drones. Man, the world's changing so much with, drone technology in war, in consumer applications, but then this, right, putting out fires. I do have to wonder, though, Jimmy, like, how much water are you dropping out of, like, a little bucket? I'm just kind of curious. Like you look at them, right? Like they got this little bucket they're dropping. It makes you wonder how effective it is. Oh, I didn't know that, Neiman. It's burning all around you, eh? Oh, is that right? I did not know. It's funny. I'll tell you something, Neiman. So I was growing up, I was wondered why. So here in Manitoba, we have tons of forests and tons of so forth. And I would ask my dad, like, man, we don't want forest fires. And he's like, no, actually we do. And I had to learn that we do want forest fires to happen so that nature can recreate itself and revisit itself. But I also know that we don't want everything burning down. So it's kind of a fine balance. Yeah, it is an important part of the cycle, but also very scary, as we've seen in places like California and perhaps places where you are. But I just thought this was pretty neat. These firefighting drones that go out there and drop. I'm wondering if it's chemical or if it's water, actually. But like I said, the payload looks pretty small. So yeah, is that what it is, Jimmy? Yeah, it doesn't look like just water, eh? It's got to be some kind of chemical that builds it up there. But because it just looks like it's too much, too little bit of water. Yeah. Yeah, good time. They probably hit the hot spots where they start. I never thought about that. Yeah, that's exactly probably it, right? So when you look at that, that seems like such a no-brainer application for a drone. Like it really does. You buy a truck, not buy a truck. You get your fire truck. You get all these drones in there, and off you go. It's pretty damn cool. Thought it was pretty cool. Okay, let's get into a morning focus segment. Before I do that, though, Jericho, hang tight because I want to address it. I want to address the morning focus segment before we go there. Although, Jimmy, should we do 14, Jimmy? I think this is a good one too. We could do ourselves. Maybe Good Time in the Nation wants to learn about what happens if you're stuck at the bottom. Hey, do you guys ever go swimming and you're wondering, you're in a pool or you're in a lake and you're like, geez, if you're stuck, how do you get to the top? Well, I found a video that I think is helpful for all of us, which is if you're stuck at the bottom, how to go up in a pool. And it's actually called the dead man's float, a technique to surface calmly from a pool bottom that's advising against panic while showing slow exhalation to pull the water sideways. I found this because it's I think many of us, especially as we head into the winter holidays here and people are going traveling and going into pools and spending time in places, you're like, geez, I'm stuck. How do I get up? And this is a great little tip, I would like to think, which will get you out of the pool quicker than not. So check that out, man. If you're looking at how to get out of a pool if you're stuck at the bottom, and it seems like common sense, Jimmy, but if you can't swim or if you've never done it before, I don't suspect it is as common sense as we all think it is. So check that out. Yeah, and Good Time is right. I stay in the hot tub. True story. Something to be said for that. Yeah, exactly right. Stay in the hot tub. All right. Okay. So I'll make it to a morning focus monologue, guys. Yesterday, Marty and I did a little segment called Views Around the World. And just looking for my notes here. And we were just expressing opinions and talking about life and talking about what's happening out there. And I recognized I made a mistake with something I may have said yesterday on the show. And after spending some time reflecting on it and reflecting on what I learned after it, I'm like, hey, I want to thank you, Petro. Yeah, that is a very, very important survival tip. It's funny because, maybe sometimes we take these things for granted, but that's a good one. How to get out of the water. Just relax and you find ways, not just when drowning. But guys, I started the show with a monologue reflecting on the world around us and choosing our own positive energy. But I do want to come back to a conversation I had yesterday, which was acknowledging the situation in Minnesota. And something I said, which I reflect upon, was a mistake. So let's get into it. Let me ask you something. When you hear leadership, nation, what do you picture? Well, I think what we see is we see big decisions. We see big confidence. We see big energy. And we see the person at the front of the room with the plan. But here's the part that no one puts on the poster. Leadership is going first without knowing if you're right. Let's say that again. Leadership is going first without knowing if you're right. It's actually true. That's the job. It's not going first when you're certain, and it's not going first when you have all of the facts. It's also not going first when the crowd claps. No. Being a leader is going first when it is messy. And I know many of us don't like that, especially with decisions happening in the world and people making decisions that we don't agree with. Well, like it or not, that's being a leader. Going first when it's messy is leadership. Going first when it's incomplete is leadership. Going first when you might be wrong is leadership. And that's where it gets real, nation, because the moment you go first, you become a target for one thing every leader eventually has to face. And I'm facing it today in my own mirror, mistake. So what do we do when we make one of those things? What are those things, Keith? They're called mistakes. Yeah, I think I'm on 578th mistake this morning already. The thing is, do you own the mistake? Do you deny it? Do we explain it away? Do we go quiet and hope that the internet forgets? Pretty tough to forget the internet in 2025, 2026. And if you're a leader, if you have people watching you like we do on this show daily, learning, modeling, listening to the things that you say, this isn't just about your pride. It's about your culture. Because every time you mess up, you're teaching your team, you're teaching the people around you, teaching your relationships what truth costs in your world. And now, I'm going to make this personal for all of you, because that's what I do here on this show. I made a mistake recently, yesterday as a matter of fact. I offered my opinion about something I saw in the news that happened in Minnesota. And I did what a lot of people do. I reacted to what I thought I knew. I led. I walked to the front. I spoke. I came in hot. I had a take. I felt sure. But then yesterday, I spent some time doing more research, looking, learning, listening, asking questions, being curious. And then I slowed down, I dug in, and I realized I was wrong. Jimmy, Petro, good time, I was wrong. And in that moment, last night, I had a choice. I could pretend that I never said it and pretend that nobody heard it, or I could move on. I could blame the headlines. I could blame the feed. I can blame the algorithm. I could blame the noise. Or I can do the thing that most leaders talk about, but in my experience, avoid when it's their turn. And what is that, you're wondering? I could own it. I could own my mistake. And I'm telling you, because owning it feels like swallowing a bowling ball. True story. Because the ego doesn't want truth. The ego wants to be right. We all want to be right. I'm fucking right. The ego wants to keep the cape on. The ego wants to protect the image. We talked self-bias today. But nation, leadership isn't image management. No, leadership is trust management. And trust doesn't come from never being wrong. Trust comes from what you do the second you discover you were wrong. You know the cliche, mistakes will happen. Don't judge me for my mistake, judge me for how I respond. So here's what I've learned. When a leader denies, when a leader walks away from something they've said, people don't just lose confidence in the leader, they start questioning reality. Look at the world around us today. People, humans, become careful. People stop speaking up. People stop performing instead of contributing. But when a leader owns it, when a leader gets in front of the camera and owns something they said, something wild happens. People exhale because they realize this isn't a place where perfection is the price of admission. That is not our show. That is not Mornings in the Lab. Mornings in the Lab is a place where honesty and integrity is the standard. And listen, owning it doesn't mean self-flagellation. It doesn't mean you have to grovel. It doesn't mean getting up here and crying about all the mistakes that I've made. It means you do 3 simple things that feel unbelievably hard. You say it clearly, and I'm going to say it again. I was wrong. And then you say, what changed? Well, last night I learned. Last night I did some research. Last night I did some reading. And I learned. And I changed my point of view because that's what I'm allowed to do as a leader. You say what you'll do now. Here is how I'm correcting. I knew this morning when I got up for this show, this is what I had to communicate. This is what I had to talk about. That is it. No drama, no defensiveness. I was wrong. None of this. Well, I'm sorry if I offended you. No verbal gymnastics. Just me speaking my integrity out loud in front of you. Because the truth is, people don't follow perfect leaders. Hell, all we have to do is look at the politics around the world right now. Nobody's perfect, yet we're all following them. They follow leaders who are real enough to tell the truth when it costs them something. So whether you like the guy or don't like the guy, when people speak the truth, it might cost something. And let's talk about the hidden fear underneath all of this. Men, women, all of you, why don't we own our mistakes? I'll tell you why. Because we think it makes us weaker. Because denial doesn't make you strong. Denial makes you unreliable. Owning mistakes doesn't shrink your authority. No. Owning mistakes purifies your authority. It tells everyone around you there's a safe space to be human and still be excellent. And there's another line that I can't get out of my head. As I was going for my run this morning, it just kept replaying itself over and over and over. Being a leader, ears up on this one. Being a leader is boring first. It's not glamorous. It's rarely exciting. It's showing up first. It's making calls first. It's taking heat first. And yeah, sometimes, most often, it's actually being wrong first. So, here is the challenge I want to put on the table for all of you, nation. For you, Charlie. For you, Petro. For you, Sullivan. What mistake are you currently defending? That you should be owning. What conversation are you avoiding because you'd rather look right than be right? And what would happen? What would truly happen if you modeled this for your people? Because here's the thing, nation. I got it wrong yesterday. I fucking got it wrong, and I'm standing here and I'm admitting it. And I learned, and I'm correcting it. And you know what? To me, I know to EJ, I know to John Anderson, I know to Petrocelli, that what I'm doing here right now is courage. It's leadership. It's going first. That is a true motherfucking story.
Rejection is just sound. The pain starts when you turn it into a verdict on you. When fear hits, be your own best parent. Take action, feel it, let it pass. Stop pretending your life is epic. Say one specific truth from the last 7 days. Non-negotiable means non-negotiable. Pick 3 standards and hold them. Back to you, handsome chief.
All right, guys, we're starting our journey in the community over on YouTube. Are you your own worst enemy? Well, Julian Blanc says rejection only hurts when you turn it inward. Let's think about it. Someone says no to you. No. Well, that's just sound. The pain starts when you tell yourself, I'm not wanted. I suck. I'm worthless. That is when the pain starts. Confident people, when they hear that, they decide to stay with themselves. Because when you feel anxious or embarrassed, you have 2 choices. You can treat yourself like a loving parent treating a kid, or you can attack yourself. And in my experience, from what I've witnessed, most men choose the attack for themselves. Guys, stop beating yourselves up. Practice relaxing into the fear instead of fighting it. Take action. Feel the fear in your body. Let it pass. Repeat. Let it pass. Repeat. Try to fight. Don't add that story in your head about what that fear means about you. Because you're... But hey, still show who you actually are. Get rejected fast by the wrong people, and then find the right ones to surround yourself with, Pastor. And hey, think about this. Stop overthinking rejection. If someone doesn't match you, my invitation for you is this. Move on. Move on. Period. Moving over to Substack, stop pretending your life is epic. I think a lot of people do that. Epic, epic, epic. I got an epic life. Epic creating FOMO. Liam Fallon says boring brands fail when they fake being exciting. He uses the example of an accounting software company stopped posting inspirational quotes and started sharing real customer stories. Finally, people paid attention because the stories were human. Just like my I was wrong conversation. I'm human. The principles apply to all of us. Stop performing. Stop saying you're crushing it when you're not. Stop saying I'm going to start on Monday or I'm just about to get started tomorrow. Stop the vague statements like, I'm just working on myself. What the fuck? I'm lose 3 times last month and I'm 27 minutes ahead I was last month. Or maybe you want to say I yelled at my kid yesterday and I apologized an hour later. Or maybe you want to say I made a mistake and you go look in your mirror and you own it. Guys, look at your last 7 days. Where did you actually get annoyed? Where did you feel proud? Where did you feel ashamed? Because that is the real material. Share that. Not a polished version of yourself, you guys. That is why we do this live show. That in itself is why we do this live show. To help you guys get up, achieve awesome goals like Mike Sullivan every single day, getting up in the middle of the night in California to get up and reach his big, audacious goals. Sullivan has lost weight. Sullivan has created a lifestyle that he admires because he gets up and gets after it. He stops performing. He says, I'm not going to make vague statements like I'm just doing this. No, he does it. Let's go over to LinkedIn, you guys. Non-negotiable means non-negotiable. Does it though? For who? Well, Dylan Redekop shares how CJ Gustafson never discounts his sponsorship prices for his media company. Why? Wow. Discounts train sponsors to wait for deals. Discounts train everybody to wait for the next lower price. My wife is awesome at that. Why are you paying full price for that? Because I know in 7 days from now it's going to go down. Wow. This non-negotiable by CJ has secured him more revenue and a decent subscriber base. And here's how you can apply this thinking to your life. Pick 3 things today. 3 that you will not negotiate on. Maybe sleep. Maybe intentional family matters. Maybe lifting 3 times a week. Maybe it's no phone in bed. Maybe it is having more life expectancy work with your partner. Whatever matters to you, do it this week. Because when someone pushes your boundary, my invitation to you is this: hold it. If your boss asks you to work late on a family night, maybe the invitation is to say no back to your boss. If your friend disrespects you, maybe today's the day you address it immediately. And every time you let it slide, you've basically told them that your boundaries, that you accept how they're treating you. So let's step back and ask ourselves this: are we skipping our standards, or do we need to adjust the method when needed? You can't do a full workout today. Maybe it's only 5 minutes. You can't get some full life expectancy work in with your partner. Maybe it's a solo effort. Because before you compromise, I want you to ask yourself this, nation: if I did this every week, would I still respect myself? Because if the answer is no, Maya, if the answer is no, don't even do it.
Nation, you didn't just watch. You showed up. Don't drift back into autopilot. Text one person and tell them your next step. We'll see you back here on Monday morning. Follow us on LinkedIn, Substack, YouTube, and X.
All right. We're wrapping it up, you guys. Woo! Jimmy, I got that one emptied pretty quick. I know I had about 27, 26 seconds or 25 or whatever it is. Hey, Charlie, the prostate's working fine for me these days, thankfully. Yeah. And thankfully, when I built this house, I said, hey, just put the bathroom right over there, like literally right over there. So it's like less than 30 seconds. Holy fuck, man. That's pretty spectacular. Yeah, good flow, good momentum. Sorry, Neiman, just got to have a guy's conversation out here. I'm telling you guys, just fucking perfect. Right? Didn't have to stand back at a long angle. Good time, just got there, dipped in, dipped out, boom, boom, boom. Well, it didn't dip in, but yeah. All right, nation, this is another awesome day, and what a fucking awesome week in the lab. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to drop the F word just to emphasize it. Man, we started by looking outward, how fast the world is normalizing things most of us would have pushed back on not that long ago. Yeah, how narrative shifts, lines move, and the attention that gets redirected before you even realize it happened. Jimmy, don't even go there, man. We talked about the reality behind weight loss drugs once the marketing fades and the habits haven't caught up. Yeah, we're putting on all of our weight, they're saying, within 1.5 to 2 years. Yep, true story. And then we went into center stage with EJ Skull Crusher Snyder, who stuck around for the whole hour. We talked about what shows up when quitting makes sense. We talked about stitching up our ball sack. And we talked about when it would even be justified to quit. We got into the mindset that carries people through real pressure, real consequences, and real survival. And in the deep dive with John Petrocelli, myself, John Anderson, and EJ, who stuck around, we got into an honest conversation about self-deception. The quiet stories that smart men like ourselves, well, except me, tell themselves that feel reasonable. Yep, sound logical, and keep life exactly the same. Well, because it worked yesterday, I'm going to do it again today. Well, we also talked confirmation bias, self-serving explanations, selective memory, and why knowing better doesn't automatically mean doing better. That conversation, guys, wasn't about shame. It was about awareness, because you can't change what you refuse to notice. So here's the invitation as you head into the rest of your day and into the weekend. Guys, science is telling us, keep your sleep schedule this weekend like you have through the week. The biggest thing that might be messing us all up is going into the weekend and changing our sleep schedule. So stay on top of the basics. Don't hit the snooze button. Do the small things you said you'd do. Don't negotiate with yourself when you already know the answer. Use the weekend to get ahead of yourself instead of catching up, because you don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to abandon it for 2 days. So here's the thing. We're going to be back next week with a stacked lineup. On Tuesday, we're going to be joined by Sean Swarner. He's built a life around resilience, leadership, and performance under pressure. He's a 2-time terminal cancer survivor, the only person to complete the Explorers Grand Slam, and someone who translates extreme adversity into practical frameworks leaders can actually use. On Wednesday, Dr. Tommy Ree, guy works with elite athletes, professional teams. We'll be talking about performance recovery, durability, and what actually takes to keep your body working when the demand's on high. On Thursday, MJ Hurley, technical writing trainer and consultant and co-founder of an AI writing tool built for FDA level work. We're talking clarity, precision, and how AI is changing communication where mistakes actually matter. And on Friday, we got Martin Parnell closing out the week as a professional speaker, author, and philanthropist. And we're going to be talking about developing a real finish the race attitude, setting grounds, setting goals, overcoming obstacles, and following through when the excitement wears off. Guys, if this show helped you think a little clearer, and of course, next Friday, Dr. John Petrocelli joins us as well. No Brianna Bass next week, guys. She's on the following week. Guys, if this show helped you think a little clearer, good. I invite you to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and tell your friends about us, because we appreciate all of the love. Let's get after it, nation. We'll see you guys. Jimmy, Jericho, Melissa, to everybody behind the scenes, I appreciate all of you. Great job producing the show today. We'll see you guys in less than 48 hours. Where? Right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, 8 o'clock, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X.